Hey guys, welcome to the stream. This is Arriagada coming to you live from Opaskwayak Cree Nation. We're here today for the 2026 Annual General Meeting. It is Wednesday, April 8th, and we're at the OCN Veterans Hall here in Opaskwayak Cree Nation, Manitoba. They took a break, they did their lunch. They're just about to get started on the second part of the meeting, which is questions and answers. And they're just sort of just getting started right now, but I wanted to tune in a few minutes ahead just in case so these guys can, make sure that everything is on the stream, that nothing's missed. So we'll go to the screen here, and right now we have Shorty on the mic. At the moment, they're still waiting for things to get going, so let's see. Let's go to the agenda. Today's agenda, they started off this morning with the opening prayer, and then they had the Cree word of the day, followed up by breakfast, and then the meeting began with introductions and opening remarks. That was followed up by the 2024-2025 Consolidated Audit Report, which was presented by Baker Tilly through Dion. And then we took the lunch break, which we just finished now. So now it's open house with branches, and then eventually it'll be the supper and the closing prayer. We'll mute their mics and see what's going on here.
Good afternoon, everybody. We just received a new shipment of PBDC calendars. Just stop by the booth and pick one up. Thank you. Yeah.
If you want your calendar delivered, raise your hand and somebody will come running. There we go. There we go. There you go, Darrell. There's a couple of ladies by the Opaskwayak Child and Family Services. Marlene, did you want one? Marlene?
We'll get Glenn to make a presentation, a short presentation of his program.
Okay.
That's what we'll do with the executive directors. So
Okay.
dead air.
All right. Okay, we have Glenn Ross is here, and he's going to make a brief presentation on the health services.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. While I was here, I was just thinking that I should come up and make a quick presentation on the health side of things, just to let you guys know what's happening out there. For the Addiction Center, Egg Lake, what's happening right now is that all parties in the region are now backing up OCN for us to build the Egg Lake Addiction Center. Cree Nation Tribal Health has put their 100% support behind this. So has the NRHA. They're going to flow funding to the program once it starts, and the province is also helping us out. The odd man out is the federal government. They haven't come through, and right now in our community there is a lot of addictions going on and a lot of deaths over the last year. Overdoses, suicides, things like that, all related to that, to the drug trade and the bad things that are going on out there in our community. So a lot of work needs to be done there. And looking at OCN's report card from the province yesterday, our community health assessment, one of the biggest things happening to our community out there is anxiety in our youth and in our people. There's a lot of what they call benzos being administered to that, so our community has a lot of that stuff in our reserve. So a lot of things we got to watch out for. Again, when you're out there, help each other out, look out for each other. If you see somebody really struggling, say something. Help them, because right now everybody just seems to be moving around on their own, not really helping each other out. And as a community, that's something we really need to do. And because there is a lot of things affecting our people in our community right now in a lot of ways, right from schooling to work to education, everything. So something to keep in mind as you go forward. One of the things also in our report card was people are sitting still. They're on their couch, on their devices, on their phones. They're not going out, they're not walking, they're not working out. Heart attacks are pretty high. So is the rate of diabetes, again, is moving up. So is amputations. And if you get amputated in a reserve, there's no help for you. There's absolutely nothing. So gravel roads, buildings, your house, you know, so you really got to watch yourself as a person in this community. You really got to look after yourself because nobody else will. So you got to focus on that. You know, do the right things, eat the right foods, get out there, walk, do a little bit of hunting, get out in the bush. That's where our people spend most of their time. You know, really relaxing thing to do. Mental health in our community is also really bad. A lot of people are struggling, having a real hard time coping day to day. And there's a lot of factors affecting that, right from what happened during the COVID break to what's affecting us now in a big way, you know, with food, trying to buy food, trying to afford everything that skyrocket prices out there, gas, you know, so a lot of pressure on the community, a lot of pressure on people, a lot of pressure on families. So we really got to think about that and help each other out where we can and do the positive things. Where we're doing a lot of negative things out there, and just like I just mentioned, there's a lot of things we're not doing. We're not walking, we're not paddling, we're not hunting, we're not exercising, and that needs to happen for you to have a good productive life and a long life. So keep that in mind. Get yourselves moving, get your family moving, do it all together. We got to do things as a family unit now as we go forward. So think about those things, and one of the things that showed up in our records was that we were without a doctor for 2 months in our community. We've got a full-time one now and another one coming, so we'll have 2 full-time ones. So, you know, if you weren't able to see a doctor in the past, you know, in the coming months, now's the time to do it. So that's open for you. And same with specialist services. We're going to be building up more on those in the coming months. The one thing we are doing next, we're going to expand the size of the Beatrice Wilson Health Center so that we can fit in more doctor services and more specialist services. There'll be more people in the region coming in to look for those kind of services. So it'll be benefiting OCN in a lot of ways. Our people will have a direct shot at it, or close proximity. Also, people coming in will really benefit our economic development programs, gas, food, lodging, all that stuff. So something to think about and look forward to in the future. But again, you know, as a community, we gotta do an about face. We gotta turn around. We gotta get the kids in school. We gotta get exercising. We gotta get off the couch. Get off that phone. That's a time thief. People keep walking around. Even in the gym, people are walking around with those things. And they're looking at their phone more than they're working out. So, you know, there's a lot of things we need to do as a community to get back on our feet and get close to where we were, you know, in the 70s and 80s. We didn't have a lot of things back then, but we had a lot of physical health and a lot of good, strong families. We need to get back to that point again. So something to think about and something to look, as you look into the future, try and put those into your program, into your life program. Work out, get exercising, because it's really hard on our mental health right now. And those things you do to help yourself and to look after your mental health will really benefit you as we go forward. There's times where, you know, we're sitting there and you're overwhelmed by situations, by family situations, by even looking at the news, you know, it's just nothing but bad news in there all the time. So try to find ways to really uplift yourself and get yourself moving and look after yourself. I keep telling people that nobody's going to look after you. Nobody. You know, and especially in the future as we get old. Nobody's going to help us out. So look after yourself. Focus on yourself. And make sure that as we go down the line that we stay healthy. So just some information on that and some thoughts and some of the things we're doing at Beatrice Wilson Health Center. If you guys, you know, need mental health services, that's another big component. We've got 14 mental health workers. Everybody needs somebody to talk to at some point in time in their lives, and right now, you know, seems to be one of those times when all of us need that little bit of help to move on. You're not crazy, you know, people aren't crazy. It's just the sign of the times right now and the overwhelming issues we have to face as people. So with that, I thank you for coming out here on and that's just a little bit of information on the health side. You guys want to ask any questions or anything, you know, we still got the 21-day program running month to month. So that's something if people want to get out there and try to see, you know, if you have addictions, we just also hired another intake. I don't know why we just hired another intake worker for addictions, but there's only so many addiction centers. And right now it's really bottlenecked. It's really hard to get in. So, you know, our own program it seems to be the better place to access if you're really looking for something really quick. And we also got workers right in our center too. So you're always, you know, you're always welcome. That center is your center too. You know, just come there if you wanna. Come look around. Come and see what's happening. You know, and start to learn about the services and the things you need to do yourself. One of the most important things we do at Beatrice Wilson is transfer knowledge to you guys. How do you look after yourself when the doctor's not around, when the nurse is not around, and the mental health workers aren't around? You know, what do you do for yourself and how do you look after yourself? Those are the most important things that you learn from us and from there. So again, with that, I thank you for coming. I keep throwing in more stuff, but thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. If you have any questions for Glenn and the health department, if not, you got all afternoon. He's going to be here.
I'll be over there.
Yeah, he's over there. Christy.
Christy has all the answers.
Christy has all the answers, apparently. Any comments? Okay. But if you do have questions, she'll answer them.
One thing I just remembered that this is a big thing. We've, as a community, we've avoided HIV to a big extent, but it's right around us, all around us, especially in the south. You know, there's over 100 and some odd cases in one of our First Swampy Cree communities. So watch out there, spread the word around. HIV is out there, and it's a lifelong disease, and it's hard on you, hard on your family. So be careful. Watch what you're doing. Spread the word around, especially around right. It started off with drugs and needles, but now it's right into the sex area. So you know how people are, they're all over the place. So, you know, just spread the word around, you know, let people know that there is a danger out there now. So we have to all watch what we're doing.
Thanks, Glenn. Thank you very much, Glenn. For you executive directors, you're going to be called up here to make some comments. Are there any questions for Glenn? If not, they have a table there where Christy is. I'll keep harping on Christy, or Glenn told me she knows everything. So if we have any questions, she'll answer them. Carrie, where's our microphone guy?
Hello, Dan. Hello. Can you hear me now? All right. It's Kerry Big now.
All right, Carrie, come and use this one.
Kerry Big now, OCN member. Of course, there's a lot of illness in our community. One of the things that caught my eye and interest now is health condition for diabetics. I wonder if there's a plan in place in our Bridges Wilson Health Center for, direct dialysis for patients. I see that a lot, and there's a lot of community members. We're losing these community members. They have to go to Winnipeg. So I'm just asking if there's planned for local service for OCN members.
Yep, as I mentioned before, diabetes is one of the biggest things afflicting our people in our community. Sean and them are over there. They put on, if you're really concerned and you're wondering about diet, food, medicine, there's a lot of things going on out there. A lot of talk about, metformin and what you should use. Ozempic is out there, so those guys over there, Sean and them and Christy, have all the information on that. They're also putting on clinics for people that want to go in there and learn more about the how to fight diabetes, manage it, and because if you can, living with diabetes, if you manage it, you can live a long, long life just like anybody else. But if you leave it, you ignore it, it'll catch up to you. It'll hurt you. It'll make you extremely sick, to the point where people are getting their arms and legs cut off, amputation. So it's a really tricky disease, something you really got to watch, even though most of the time it seems dormant, it's not there. But inside, it's eating away your inside. So you really got to watch what you're doing. So, and then for the dialysis, Kerry, there is a plan right now. Swampy Cree and us, we're joining up with a couple of communities, and they're asking to see if we can put up a dialysis center here, where people don't have to go to Winnipeg, even at the start. So if we can expand on that and do a good job doing it, where that's the plan, to try to open up more spaces here. We do have a lot of people in our community too with home dialysis. So, trying to bring that support in for them also, because, even for mental health, like anything we do, we try and include the mental health as part of it. As one of the things, just recently, Cancer Care came in. They asked us, are we doing a good enough job? And we said no, because you're only looking after the physical part of cancer, but you're not looking after the mental health of people. When you get a diagnosis like that, it's pretty devastating. So you really need some help to focus in on what's happening and the diagnosis that's being given to you by the doctors. So again, mental health is a big component of that too. So we're trying to make sure that we have that, especially in our community. You got to be, if you're going to beat cancer, you really got to be positive focused up here in your head, and it's a hard thing to do when you're constantly thinking about it, you're worried about it, you're worried that it's going to kill you and all that. When's the next appointment? Am I taking enough medicine, the right medicine? So we want to get to that point where we're transferring all that information to our people in our community. So again, we're starting to meet with cancer care. They're coming in, and they might even open up an office here, you know, where people can go to, which would be something really big, I think, for not only our community, but if our region, if we can get to that point. So both dialysis, hopefully we can have it here within 2 years and build up on that, eh? But yeah, you know, I feel one of the elders always used to say, why are you looking for more dialysis? You know, you're just promoting more diabetes. You know, more diabetes. It's going to be okay to have it, but it's, you know, where we are pushing is that it's not okay to have it. You know, stay away from it or manage it if you have it. Because if you can do that, then you'll live a good, healthy life.
Thank you very much, Glenn. With that, like I said this morning, this is your meeting. It's a question and answer session. Will we have any questions? You can ask them right now. I'm going to invite Government Services to come and make some comments. Executive Director Diane Pelly. We'll also be asking other executive directors to make their way at some point this afternoon. Don't be scared to ask questions. Like I said before, it's your community, it's your meeting. Okay.
I got 3 things to ask.
Oh, yeah. You going to do this? Or?
I'm going to do it.
Okay, go for it.
Thank you. My name is Vince Laughlin. I'm from Beatty. Charlotte Young for 30 years. Out of those 30 years, I worked out of town. I had to go to BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. What I'm trying to get at is our people don't need to leave town to go to work. Our people have, I think Chibber is the one that can answer a question, or maybe not. You know, our people shouldn't go out of town to go to work. This is our community. Live in our community. Our own people have their own machinery here. They got their own loaders and stuff. Let's hire them. Let's not hire the people from out of town to come and make money off our people. Let's hire our own people for that kind of stuff. And also health. Dale, I believe, and Joe Parr. I drive around a lot on the weekends, and I see our young people, Reserve, Mammy, Brigade, at the youth centers. I stopped in a couple. Oh, you shut me down. Hello? Yeah. We need a food support for our young people, our young kids. We need a food support regarding, like, have a lunch for them during the day at the youth centers, at the church. We didn't grow up like that, you guys. We all supported each other. Our families supported each other, others back then. So let's do something for our young kids, because we start them young. They're going to grow up as adults to look after each other. Instead of having what's going on right now with all these drugs and everything going down. You know what I mean? Let's start somewhere. And I'm doing my best to start somewhere also. I've been clean and sober, 25 years I've been with my wife. 30 years I've been with my wife. I've been clean since then. We support each other. And that's the support we need here, guys. I'm not trying to put anybody down here, okay? We just need to support each other. Like what Glenn was saying, where is he? What he was saying, we need to help each other. Now, education now. Teachers, they do their best. I see it. I went to the schools and I see it. They do their best. But we need to support those ones also. They're adults looking after our young people. They're teaching our young people education. For us to keep our teachers in our community, to work in our community. Oh yeah, my auntie taught me. Oh yeah, my uncle taught me to do this at school. Let's be proud of our teachers. What I'm trying to get at with our teachers is we need to raise their wages. I know they get premium every year, but you really look at reality, the gas station, the gas is expensive, the groceries is expensive. So we need to look after our teachers also, and education. Don't want even Christmas bonus. Let's give them a Christmas bonus. Let's give them an honorarium, 5 years, 2 years. You know, a couple $100 is nice. If somebody's going to give it to you for being there. I worked for this company in Alberta, 10 years. You know what they gave me? They gave me a plaque, safety. And I was proud of it. And I brought that home, but they didn't give me no money, but they gave me a plaque. But again, like I said, education, our teachers. Let's support our teachers here, guys. Come on. We need to help our teachers. We need to give them more money to stay in our community. I'm not trying to pick on anybody or anything. But that's the reality, you guys. Everything's going up in life. To keep our teachers in our community. I know they don't want to go work in other communities. I know that feeling. So that's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any response to that or stick to this comment? Very good. Thank you very much. Any other questions before we ask Diane? Government Services, you're on. For you EDs, we're following the booklet, so whoever's next is next. You are? Okay.
Good afternoon. Ooh. Thank you, Shorty. And welcome to everybody. As Shorty mentioned, my name is Diane Pelly. I'm the Executive Director for OCN's Government Services Branch. I've been in my position now going on my third year. And over the course of that time, I've been able to work with some wonderful people. First and foremost, my staff that are sitting over at the far end. Membership department is sitting there also processing their treaty applications and treaty cards as we speak. So thank you very much, Odette and her team. I'd also like to acknowledge our public safety department, headed by Laverne Constant. She looks after 4 very essential services in our community, namely our, our First Nation Safety Officer program, with a complement we're shooting for this year of 12. We also have our fire and emergency services that play a very critical role in supporting our community when it comes to fire, wildfire, any kind of emergency situations that happen. We were very fortunate over the course of this year to get the support from our leadership and of course through Treasury Board to purchase a very important tool equipment, our vehicle, our 70-foot aerial ladder. There was, I think, a welcoming into the community that's going to be much needed when it comes to fire response and how we address wildfires as well. We also have the security services team, and they work in tandem with our surveillance unit and oversee community safety. 2 years ago, I presented to community about what security would actually look like and how it would be the eye in the sky and be able to look live and be able to assist our First Nations safety officers and essentially supporting our Manitoba First Nations Police Service when it came to criminal activity in our community. We are at the tail end of finally wrapping up all of the hydro poles that needed to be installed. It was a barrier that we really didn't initially anticipate. However, we are, I think, on the last 5 pole installs. I don't have the exact numbers here, but I do believe that we are looking at close to 30 hydro poles with a total of 47 cameras streaming live 24/7 with high definition functions. We also have, of course, our animal control program. And that is also in transition as well. My understanding is that animal control is also being monitored live as well. So they, as a recent post went out, traps are actually located and situated in front of cameras also. So we're encouraging community to not tamper with them. They're there for a purpose, and that we ask that the community support the role of our animal control, who play a very significant part in keeping the dog population down. This year, we're actually taking a look at being more proactive. We're in discussions with the spay and neuter clinics and veterinarians to also take a look at that whole piece of programming for dogs and pet owners and as a whole. We are also offering, we're waiving the fees for registration for animals as well, because we want to make sure that pet owners have opportunity to collect their dogs if they ever go loose. So that's something I know Animal Control is working on. We also have our property management team. I'd like to acknowledge Chris Scott. He's away on well-deserved holidays. Ron Fiddler Jr. has actually his supervisor, and along with their team, for example, we're able to put together the Veterans Hall. So congratulations, Ron, and your team. The draperies came up yesterday morning on Guardwine at 8 a.m., and they had them installed just after lunch yesterday. So great team to the guys. We're looking forward to the new year. Property management is also an expansion. They're looking at increasing their staffing complement, and they're also looking at improving in all areas, whether it's the exterior or interior of the Veterans Hall, working with all our commercial and residential units as well. And one of the big areas that we were anticipating this year, and unfortunately, we know there's other bigger priorities in our community, but we're also taking a look at the expansion of what we call the Opaskwayak egg farms. Initially, it was purchased under Donahoe, probably about 10 years ago at least. I know Lori was spearheading that quite some time ago under TLE. But we have over 4,000 acres situated in prime real estate. And right now, this year, we're taking small steps to build on that, to develop it. We know our goal at the end of the day is taking a look at how do we become self-sovereign when it comes to food supply. So we're working on that this year. We're taking baby steps and seeing what we can do with the budget that we have. End of the day, we need to act on it. So with that, we're very fortunate to have our property management team. I go back to, I also want to acknowledge our restorative justice team. We have Martha Budd as our interim manager, along with Leanne Constant. And together, the team is striving towards a new model of justice. I spoke again last year of what transformative justice means to our nation. And what we're looking at is a new model of restoring healing and balance in our community, and doing so with what we call a 5-tier program, and introducing what we consider as an Indigenous Law Court Center. It would initially start with the transfer of cases for OCN members and OCN residents from the provincial court system in the town of The Pas, and it would actually transfer on the interim here at the Veterans Hall. We're currently working on details with the justices in our region, with our Chief Justice, and more importantly, we're looking at getting sanctioned through the Deputy Minister's office. In fact, we have a meeting scheduled with Chief and Counsel and with the Deputy Minister's office scheduled for tomorrow. Initially, they were going to make a visit, but we all know the weather conditions down south are terrible. Can't travel. It's not safe for anybody. So we're going to continue meetings on Teams. But at the end of the day, what we're saying is that justice, as it's always been in our community, in our nation, has been sovereign. It's been made through the people of our community, and that decisions made in terms of bettering their lives come from the people. So we're presenting it to the province in that respect, and that we're also encompassing it with 4 other models of service delivery, including prevention, including anti-gang strategies that are going to help our young people specifically, but also target anybody involved with the law. We're looking at a very strong land-based program, where a lot of the programming, whether you're an individual, whether you're in a relationship with a partner, if it's domestic violence, if it involves community, the services will be basically offered on land. Leanne, excuse me, has actually already started the calendar schedule, so we're prepping up, ready to go, waiting for that nod to start moving, mobilizing services for our community members. We've also included the institutional liaison program where we connect with our OCN members, whether you're in provincial or federal institutions, and being that link and support to our members as they start their healing journeys. And we also round that program up with what we call reintegration programming. Section 84 referrals come from our federal institutions as we welcome our community members home. So there's lots of work to happen in restorative justice this year. It's in terms of government services, it's our #1 priority. We are going to go full force once we get the move ahead. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that one progress as it rolls out this year. We also need to consider that nothing happens immediately. I was quite new a couple years ago when I said the community safety plan would roll out. Well, it took a 2-year process, but we're there. We're very close to updating the document and sharing that with community as well. One of the other areas we have, I want to quickly go back and circle to membership. Citizenship law, as I had spoken of before, is in the process of being amended, excuse me, of being updated. Back in 1988, and just 3 years after the introduction and passage of Bill C-31, OCN endeavored to develop a code that would encompass who our membership is and what are the criteria for transfers into our nation. So since then, and it's almost 28 years in the making, 38 years, sorry. Yep, 38 years in the making. We are now getting to a point of updating it, making relevant to today, to the generations to follow. But with that comes a lot of discussion and input from our leadership. We're in the process of negotiating, actually not so much negotiating, but we're in the process of consultation with other nations who are actually exercising best practice models in terms of identifying who our membership are. So we're hoping to take a look at what does Bill S2 mean to our people? How does it affect us in the long term? What is our population growth going to look like in the 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years down the road? We have statistics and we're working with statisticians as we speak, but at the end of the day, what we want to do is have a law that's actually going to be reflective and accommodating to 100 years down the road. If we talk 5 generations from now, that's what we're speaking to. And it's a bigger conversation. There's many variables to take into consideration. But one thing we do know is that nothing happens without the input of our nation, of our people. So this summer, we are planning on bringing forth a community consultation. We're going to be able to provide our community with questions in terms of what is fair. Well, how do we consider, how do we define our membership? Each and every one of us here has our own stories, our own families, our own linkages to OCN. So we're going to have to compile it and do it in a fair way. At the end of the day, take vote to that and then move forward. always in the best interests of our nation. I am hoping I'm not forgetting any of my programs over there. Staff? Okay, I got a thumbs up, so I think I included everybody. But I also want to take the time to acknowledge some key players, and it really literally, I mentioned, starts with our staff, our boots on the ground that often get unnoticed, but are really the drivers behind everything that we do. I mentioned our property management team that do the work without hesitation. I count on membership staff to make sure that the work gets done. To public safety, who operate, it seems, 24/7. And all the rest of our staff I'd like to acknowledge. I'd like to acknowledge also fellow executive directors. I've grown to count on you, of your wisdom and your guidance as experienced leaders in our community and as very valued, knowledgeable colleagues. I'd like to also acknowledge our executive team. We welcomed our new Chief Executive Officer into the fold, Jennifer LaValle Bignell, and she's took lead. And as my supervisor, I'm very appreciative of the support she's provided to myself, and I'm sure on behalf of other executive directors as well. We have to pay acknowledgement to Olu at the finance end of stuff as our Chief Financial Officer, guiding all of us in a good way and making us accountable and making sure that we do adhere to the financial administration law, although outdated, where I know leadership is asking us to take a closer look at that and bringing it forward into 2026 and beyond. Finally, of course, I'd like to acknowledge Chief and Council. Without their guidance, support, none of the work that we do happens. And it was a good learning experience when we were in Edmonton, because what it did is it framed the work that we need to do moving forward for our nation. And to have that kind of support is really valued. I know often nations don't always get that, but here at OCN, we're very fortunate. And last but not least, I'd like to acknowledge the community for coming out to each of the functions that we offer. It's not without our community that things don't happen. So for community members that come in and take the time from their day to sit in and listen to the services and the programs and the updates from our nation, we thank you very much. So I'll leave it with that. And if anybody has questions, of course, I'm available. Our team is up at the front if you want any specific answers regarding any of our programs. So with that, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Diane. We'll move right along. If you have questions, she's here. She's over in the corner there, Government Services, along with her staff. Once again, a reminder, just raise your hand. We don't have a second mic, so just raise your hand and I'll come running or walking anyway. Next, I want to invite Opaskwayak Business Development Corporation Executive Director Ginger Martin. Okay, we're going to give out some prizes first. Give her some more time. Okay, what are we giving away? ODC $50 mall certificate. All righty. Where's her tickets? Right behind me. Hulu's got the winner, and it's 230642. 230642. 230642. Last call. 642. What's a yuck? 230524. 524. Astam Benata. Cheryl. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, next one you can do is for this. Yeah, we'll do that one next, or I mean after this one.
Oh, this one first?
Yeah, KQM, $50 gift certificate.
Our next draw will be a $50 gift certificate to the Kikiwak Inn. Ginger will do the honors here. Two three zero 510 510 510. Going once, 510. Going twice. Third time gone. Two three zero 556. 556. 556. Scamp. 556. Nyanan Gutosik. Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
And we'll do.
One more big one. Which one?
Which one?
All in one dryer or the couch and chair?
Okay, we're going to draw for a big prize here.
Couch and chair.
Okay, you're taller than me. Okay. Who's going to draw?
Elda.
Yeah.
Yes. Just take it over there. Oh, take it to paper.
All right, we'll get Elder Norman Head to make the draw for the, what is the?
Recliner and a coat.
Recliner and a couch. Hope you didn't draw your number. 230542. 542. 542. Going once. 230 542. One more. Here we go. Mike Bignell. 542. Okay, where is it?
Okay, you want to do another one?
No. Where is he gonna see it? Okay, here we go. What is it?
Opaskwayak gas for $100 ticket.
$100 gas or the $100 certificate from the Opaskwayak Gas Bar. 230. Did you just draw this? No, he. All right, Teresa is going to draw my number. I don't even have the right ticket. 230611. 611. $100 certificate from the Opaskwayak Gas Bar. 230611. 230611. Here we go. Bev Harris, I think that was $50 mall gift certificate there. Hulu, we need somebody to make their draw. Echo Counselor. Scamperoonie. 50. 230. Here we go again. At the 8, right? 518, that's the second time we're there. 230-518. 518. We know somebody's got it, unless they've gone. 230-518. Going once. 518. Going twice. 518. Hulu, make another draw. Two, 30615. 615. 615. Trevor? Oh, I thought that was the chief coming to pick up his prize there. He's walking so fast. 615. Better go, Trevor. Okay, what do we have here? Okay. You want to make your draw? Here you go. Okay, we're drawing for this big basket here. Government services. A $100 cleaning basket. Angel Bignell. Angel Bignell, are you here? Angel Bignell. Is that you coming? Okay. Come and get your cleaning basket and go home and clean your house. Thank you, Government Services. One more? Oh.
Gas card.
Gas bar, let's see, how much?
$100.
Each?
No, $50 each.
Oh, $50 each, okay. Two $50 gas certificates from Opaskwayak Gas Bar. Jeanette Saiz. Where's Jeanette Saiz? She went back to work. Oh, they're going to give it to her. She had to go back to work. Okay. Okay, Chief.
Hello, everybody online. First one, no, the fourth one that texts me is gonna win themselves $100. First one online, text me, be the fourth one. I'll take the fourth text online. You got to remember off reserve too, ladies and gentlemen. They're part of our family too. We gave a lot of good prizes out today. My phone's in my truck. got it here. Okay, while we wait for PBDC to do their presentations, I will let Jennifer Ulu know who's the fourth one here to come in on the text. Are we ready? Not yet? Okay. Okay. We're going to post our next meeting because of the activity in our community. I want to have a safety meeting, a community meeting that's going to come to bring our concerns forward and plan as a community the safety of our community. So you'll hear that within the month or so, that the council will pick a date and we need to sit down so we can address and come up with a plan when it comes to the activity in our community that's harming and the activity at night that's coming, that we're faced with as a community. So I think you'll hear that right away on that one, so we can sit down as a community and voice it to us. Yeah. Fourth one? These ones are. So we'll just wait for PBDC to. Okay, first ED to look at me is going next. They're not set up here. Everybody put their head down. Carla, are you ready? Did you present? We'll have Rod McGilvery to present. Yeah. Rod McGilvery, come forward. Carla Constant will introduce herself. She's the ED. Thank you. Technicalities for PBDC, we'll get back to them. Yes.
Tanse, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carla A. Constant, one of the many Carlas in OCN. I'm the daughter of the late Walter Constant Maliga and Debbie Constant. And I want to thank the leadership, the executive, and all the other EDs in the branches, and especially our community members. It's a real honor to be able to serve our membership in my capacity. I've been a nurse for 14 years, and it truly is an honor to be able to care for people at their most vulnerable. So I've been at the care home for about almost 4.5 years in different capacities. I was the care home administrator before I became the executive director in October. When I first came into the care home, I knew that one of the things that I wanted to address was what I heard in the community, was the issue of trust, one of our 7 sacred teachings. So what I strove to do with the help of my team, who are there every day and who made such a really nice display on short notice and are still at the care home looking after our elders, I really thank them for that. But improving the trust within the community, because I understand how hard it can be for community members and for people to come to the realization that they can no longer look after their loved ones. Was that for me? Just kidding. So how we did that was by, bringing policies into play. At the end of March of last year, in April 1st, we became an accredited facility, one of the first First Nations care homes to do that. We got 93% out of 100. We were only missing 4 items out of all of those standards. Even though we didn't completely miss all of them, we were working on some of the items. One of the other things too within our care home is, you've always probably heard it, licensing, provincial licensing. They've been striving to do it for the past 25 plus years. Our team has come to an agreement, and also with our board of directors, that's who I also didn't thank. They're very supportive. Our chief and council and our board of directors are very supportive in our mission, ensuring that we take care of our Kiteak. So I just wanted to say that we are going to be applying for provincial licensing through the province. One of the misconceptions that we always heard is that we'll lose our autonomy, our right to bring in traditional foods into the care home and smudge, doing all of the stuff that our elders really want in the care home. We've come to the realization that we weren't given the proper information from that, and our target is February of 2027 that we're gonna go to be licensed for provincially. And what that means is that we'll be entitled to doctors in our care home free of charge. They're very expensive. Other services like dietitian, the occupational therapist, they're very critical in making sure that our elders can stay as independent as possible for as long as possible. One of the things too is that I always said, with working with our elders, everybody always talks about the beginning of life, the birth. Well, you know what? The end of life is just as special. And that's what one of our major focuses on is incorporating our 7 sacred teachings into all of the care that we do. Some of the big things, like just because people come into a care home, it doesn't mean they don't come with the issues that they had with out of community. Some of the items that we struggle with are the mental health, you know, the impact that residential school has had on First Nations people. The spiritual aspect, they're so hungry and thirsty for that. We welcome our traditions into the care home, but we respect all of our residents with whatever they believe in, and we support them. We're seeing more addictions coming into the care home. People are still struggling with that, and I know from our community point too, we need help with mental health. And one of the ways that we're going to do that is by having a spiritual advisor. We always follow the Residents' Bill of Rights whenever we bring care into the care home. We have a resident council meeting every 3 months, more often if needed, and that's how we guide a lot of the care that we provide. Our community, what we're seeing right now with the population that's the applications that are coming into the care home, more and more Alzheimer's disease. There's all different forms of when people start forgetting. So 7 out of 10 people in the care home have some form of Alzheimer's or dementia. So we do try and offer training with that. We had one recently with the community, and increasing awareness on how to, how to be there and have that person-centered care with people. Being with that person wherever they are. We have some people with very advanced dementia who are back in, 1940s. So you just be there with them so that they don't become distressed. We're really happy that our leadership, one of the big focuses is our elders and a new care home. I know our chief has instructed, I did have it in the book for 60 beds, but because of the need, he said, you know what, we need to forecast, how he's always talking about forecasting. We need to have 80. So it's going to be 80 beds. We We always have a wait list between 25 and 30 people. Right now, we have 20 OCN band members in the care home and 7 Swampy Cree members in our care home. We welcome any community members into the care home. You know, it's one of the best places that I've ever worked for the fact that the residents are always there to greet you and are so happy no matter what. I've never felt so welcomed in a position, and it truly is an honor to service the membership, the families. If people have questions on the process on how you can get into the care home, come to the care home, call the care home. You know, we can set up some, you know, coffee and tea. It's a scary time for not only the resident, but also for families. And we're there to support you with whatever you need. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for having us. Negose. Any questions? Okay, I think it's Ginger's turn. Just kidding.
Thank you. Thank you. Shorter than you, yes, we got lots of room there. Okay, we'll have a Opaskwayak Development do the report. Feel free to ask your questions, ladies and gentlemen, as we go along. I know that's a lot of information that's being taken in right now. We are a big organization of probably at least 700 employees, 1,100 employees plus. We're growing, I think. I think we're growing at a good capacity right now. I'll let PBDC thank. And you know, it's forecasting. Thank you, Carla, for that reminder that we forecast for our elders. It's the worthwhile that the comforts of life are very meaningful to the elders of our community, knowing there's those services there. And I have infrastructure, Johnny McKenzie, and I got housing, Samantha Fiddler assisting Carla with the application. So that's networking to move this forward, and lands too. So it's with Edith, so we're ready? Yep. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got PBDC.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to say thank you for the individuals who are taking care of the community meeting today, and the planning and the work that went in behind it. It was actually a really nice setup. I was very, very impressed. My little table on a corner here, and everyone's table's getting bigger and better and brighter, and it's like, geez, I gotta increase my budget here. But no, just want to say thank you, and thank you to the cooks and people who are working and taking care of our community members during this meeting. I also want to acknowledge and commend our various departments who are here. I've been able to work with our departments for a good number of years. I've been with PBDC 26 years, working under the umbrella. I've been the CEO for 10 years, and working with various leaderships, various EDs and staff. You know, it's great to see, you know, where OCN has come and all the work and all the challenges that they face, especially behind the scenes that, you know, a lot of our members sometimes don't get to see, and some of our staff. So I just want to commend all of our EDs and their staff and their various departments for the good work that they do in our community. And the leadership, each leadership that comes in, the expectations that they want to do for our community, but the challenges that they face also, to be leaders, not only fighting and negotiating at that higher level with various governments, but also the work that they need to do in our communities as well. So for PBDC, we're the economic arm of OCN. So mandated in 1987, right, to oversee OCN's economic development, to create wealth, to create jobs, to create businesses, investments, partnerships, and just build that economy for OCN. And as a First Nation, especially, 10, 20 years ago, that challenge has been hard, and it is challenging, especially against various departments, our federal government, provincial government, because sometimes they don't not always support economic development for First Nations, for us to grow independent. And that's the main goal for all First Nations, is our independence, our economy, so that one day, we don't have to rely on the government to be able to subsidize what we need for housing, what we need for jobs, what we need for school, what we need for health. But it is a long road, and that's part of our job, is to help assist OCN in that area. Right now, I just wanted to give you a quick highlight of what we're working on. And this past couple of years has been challenging, and especially with external, factors that happen that are beyond our control sometimes. And for us, we have to pivot, we have to adjust to ensure that we're looking after businesses and they survive. And COVID really taught us a lesson there, but also made our managers and our staff very proactive and very vigilant in what they had to do. So I commend them. But again, we got hit with the provincial sales tax. That hit us and really affected our gas bar for a lot of First Nations. So that was tough as well. So things like that, when they happen, they're out of our control, but we try to weather through it and still try to look to the future and still try to grow. But I wanted to give you some of the things. I wanted to do a visual. I like to be able to show membership what we're working on. And we work on behalf of OCN, and I just want to, remind everyone, we take direction from leadership. Leadership appoints a board who represents the shareholder. They work together to look at what projects that we need to do, how do we build that economy, what businesses are we looking at, and that's how that works. At the same time, we try and operate arm's length, because for corporate law, it's a little bit different, and we need to protect our leadership. And that's how we do that, by creating limited partnerships that oversee these various businesses and protect OCN and Chief and Council and our board from liability. But going through right now our projects, I just wanted to give you a quick highlight in what we're doing. Right now we have 380 Yonge Street. This was done, we started this back in 2018, and it took 2 years for us to do this project, to get it to construction. We were the first First Nation across Canada to be able to do development like this with CHMC. First First Nation across Canada to access this program. And being able to navigate through the CHMC policy, because it was brand new for them. They didn't know either. They were learning as well. So we were kind of learning off each other. But right now, this is a $20 million development, 7 stories, 69 units, 19 members right now occupy. And we work with OES to make sure we secure at least 20 units for our students. It's right across the street from University of Winnipeg. It did cost $18 million to build. It's valued at $20 million. You already got $2 million worth of equity if we were ever to sell that. $16.2 million is funded by CHMC. Of that 16, 4.2 is forgivable, or I should say, it's forgivable. So, no other lending institution. Hello? No other lending institution is going to give you $20 million and forgive $4 million and give you a very low interest rate. I believe our interest rate for here was 2.86%. So that allows for this apartment to earn cash flows right away, to be able to pay down its debt, to pay its operating. But it gives our students a safe place to be able to go to school, if they do go to school, to Winnipeg. So there's free Wi-Fi, they get a washer and dryer, and they even get to have a little small pet, because if we know our young people, when they go, our kids, they get lonely, right? So I wasn't kind of in favor of it, but you know, my own daughter went away to school, and having that little pet with them makes a huge, huge difference to their mental health and their emotional well-being. So I'm very proud of this one. Our next apartment, this one, 366 Marion, $38 million development, 11 million forgivable. 127 units, so it's a 1, 2, 3 bedroom. There's townhouses on the bottom. They have vaulted ceilings. We also have 1,800 feet of commercial space. So I'm working with OCN right now to see, is it OHS, OES, OHA, sorry, OES, CFS, OCN, or a combination to take that commercial space. Now we can have sub-offices there that can provide services to our membership that are out there. Our OCN members are always given first preference. Again, we're working with also OHS. We want to look at, and I know it's been asked time and time again, what about people who are there for long-term medical stays? Yes, we can make it work. We just need to work logistics with OHA to make sure we look at leasing some apartments. It creates jobs for someone to look after those apartments, to look after the people that are staying there, ensuring that them and their families are getting to their appointments and getting the medical services they need. This will generate, this is conservative as well. These are based on estimated budgets, $300K net income a year. So yes, it's conservative. We do have affordable, but as we get out of our affordable in 10 years, we have to do affordable units. After we get out of it, after 10 years, those revenues start to increase. Those revenues come back to OCN. OCN decides where they want to put those revenues, and I know we've talked about addressing our housing needs here. And how are we going to do that? By generating more revenue, creating more revenue streams to help subsidize, especially housing. Housing's huge, that we need here in our community. This is our third development, 430 Bridge Lake. So this is 10 minutes from the University of Manitoba. So if you're aware of the Bridgewater development, very, very sought after development, real estate, very beautiful. It's an $83 million development. 26 million of that is forgivable. 2,000 square feet of commercial space on the main floor, 101 units will be affordable, 52 will be accessible. OCN members, of course, will be given first preference, and we will work with OCN branches to provide, again, those wraparound services to ensure that we have CFS, OHA, OES, OCN, and generating $700,000 net revenue, and that's just before debt financing. Again, those are conservative numbers, those increase. And especially with this Bridgewater right now, what we're working on, and I heard it from a member here saying, you know, sometimes they have to go, our membership has to go away for jobs. But with a development like this, we have an opportunity to train people to do project management and to do building operations training. And so we're working with a company, Paragon, who is a developer, and with Black and Mac to create a training program that you will learn hands-on. Our members have an opportunity to go work here. So this is a couple of years development. And we know we have members already living in Winnipeg, working in construction or whatever it is that they're doing. If they want to pivot, that'll be a chance for them to go work there. And in finance, and in property management. We wanted to make sure for this kind of development that we can, I guess, encompass and close as much opportunity for our membership that we can. So with those 3 units, those 3 apartments, that's about $140 million, 140 worth of real estate, 160 of real estate that OCN will own in the city of Winnipeg. In the future, and this is future generational wealth and investment, once we finalize our commitments with CHMC, OCN, if the community decided they wanted to sell an apartment, they can sell an apartment. earn that equity, pay off whatever debt that is owed, and use that for housing. If they wanted to go to the bank and leverage that and say, we want to borrow $50 million against those apartments and use that money to build housing here in OCN faster than what we would be getting from CHMC currently today. And that's generational wealth. These will always earn revenue as long as we maintain, take care of them. And they are prime areas. Oh, yeah, good. Dale had mentioned that as well. I know we've been meeting with John McKenzie, Infrastructure, Edith, and Sam. We are also looking at doing an apartment here on OCN, so it's been a little bit different with the CHMC program because they're investing in, the urban areas. But we do have preliminary drawings, floor plans, for a 63 apartment unit here on OCN on the Amiska development. I believe there's 2 lots available already for apartments. So we're gonna have a meeting next week, kind of take a look at what we have, make sure we're all on the same page, and see if we can move that forward for CHMC. Take a look at the cost, what kind of equity, what kind of rents. We wanna make sure it's affordable. But it will be for income earners, but we want to make sure, again, you're still addressing the housing issue, but you're also developing or creating revenues for housing again. So if we successfully can do one, then we'd like to start on another apartment. And for us in CHMC, we're actually a preferred builder. So our applications go through the CHMC system faster, which is really good for our First Nation. Our gas bar, we finished this project, 2024, $6 million. We doubled our pumps, 5,000 square foot building. It's 100% owned, operated by OCN. We're not in any franchise agreement. And we doubled our fuel capacity. So, we're looking at our numbers right now. Like I said, we got hit with the provincial sales tax, that really affected us. So we're hoping that we'll start to see those numbers increase at the gas bar. All of that goes to the operations and to OCN, land tax, land lease. And once we see the tourist season open, we'll see more revenue coming. Chicken Chef, we just opened that, a soft opening on February 25th. We're having a grand opening on May 6th. So we'll have a big hoopla and everything. We did a soft opening just to kind of see that development there. We cleared out the land of phase one, I guess. Removed all the peat moss. So you'll see work actually happening this spring as soon as the weather allows. So I know Daryl Bowers, the lead on that project. And we will be working again with our various local contractors, which, I'm proud to say that we have been hiring. To develop that area because there's nowhere to build on OCN and in DePaul. There's no new development area for economic development. So, and that was that deterred a lot of businesses from opening. And I know, like back in the day, like we have Dollarama is interested in coming here. There's nowhere for them to build. They want a standalone building. Canada Goose, way back in the day, wanted to build a factory here. There's no land, there's no building. So we know we need to invest in land development for economic development and for our offices as well. Office demand is huge, huge. Our businesses and retail, it's a struggle because our market's small. It's a struggle, but offices, our services are expanding. We need more office space. And we all talk about that in our departments. So hopefully doing this land development, we'll be able to accommodate those offices and be able to have expanded services and support anyone who wants to do a small business as well. Because with that, we are also looking at doing a strip mall, a $10 million project. I forgot how many square feet it is, but that can help for small businesses or an office to get started in that strip because it is expensive to lease space in a mall. Kikiwak Inn, we did $3.9 million in renovations to our rooms. We increased our room revenue from $135 a night to $189 a night, so that made a huge difference on our financials. and it really needed it. It was like back in the 1990s and the rooms were dated, but we want to be the place to stay. We want to provide those accommodations, especially when OCN is hosting various events, or we're holding community events, meetings, anything like that. We want to make sure that we have the proper facilities to do it. And like I said, it really increased our room revenue, and we've gotten a lot of good feedback on it, which is good. We also did 800,000 in energy upgrade. So if you look on a Kikiwak, you see solar panels. Those cost 900,000. We only paid 200,000. So those are helping to offset our heating and our costs in the hotel, because hydro is huge. It's costly, especially our facilities. They're old, and our operating costs, we're trying to manage them the best we can. So that was a good program. We're hoping it'll come open again this month, this month they're supposed to, and we are going to try it for the mall. Gravel operations, this is open in 2022. We purchased a crusher, we have a loader, we have a couple of trucks. But again, talking with our board and OCN, they wanted us to reopen this development again, to be able to use our own resources for our own projects and stop that economic leakage. We should be using our own resources for our projects. We should be the ones, not that money going out to other external contractors and creating those jobs, but making sure we're doing it in a way that we're respecting the land and managing that resource so it's there today, tomorrow, 10, 20 years from now. So working with lands, report on inventory, do gravel testing. So, it's exciting, especially when OCN's doing our paving project. We'll be providing that gravel. Doing the landfill, we'll be providing that gravel. So that money stays within OCN. Right, John? I'm not lying. And then our investments, right? Again, I have to say to the individuals back in the day, that we're here to be able to take a look at this and took a risk and said, you know what, at the time we're going to invest, we're going to do this. And they didn't really have they had to really coordinate the capital to do this, but they did it. And this is an awesome investment. This is the kind of investments that OCN wants to pursue. And it is a very successful company. They have 44% of the logistics and that they provide right across Canada, and they continue to grow. And they provide annually almost $1 million in just dividends. That's all it does. And that's for economic development and paying back the FNFA loan that was needed at the time to buy into this investment. It was about $5 million to buy into it. But it pays for itself and some. And it will continue to pay as long as we ensure we keep our pulse on the company to making sure these companies are operating well, that they're doing what they need to do for us as shareholders. And that's making a stable operation and providing those dividends. That's what we're paying for. Our cannabis store, we own 51%. It's been 6 years in operation so far. That number, we have about just over $400,000 now that we're getting in dividends. So we're splitting the net profits every year. So again, that money, we can decide again as OCN, with those kind of investments, where do they want to target that money? To our youth, to our housing, to anything like that, right? This is why we try and create various revenue streams, because we need those to be able to offset and subsidize those underfunded programs that we wouldn't get money for from the various governments. Current developments right now, we are working on a transload facility. We finished a feasibility on March 26th. We're hoping to take that to Ottawa April 20th. We are working on a business plan RFP, which is ready to go out. Daryl's the lead on this project, so if you have questions, that's the man right there. But it is an estimated $40 million project. This as well is something that I'm learning as well. How do you make money from it? What's it going to do for our economy? But those questions have been answered 10 times over, and especially the Government of Canada, what they're doing right now when they're looking to invest, if you see what's going on with Trump and the economy, they're looking to invest in Canada, not only through Churchill, through exports, but also through Canada and their national defense. We just went to a meeting a couple of weeks ago, and the billions and billions of dollars that Canada is going to be pouring into national defense because they want to be able to look in their own backyard. And they're saying, Manitoba, get ready. How will we get ready to make sure we're not missing that bus or train? Right? We got to get ourselves ready and positioned. So that's one thing that we're kind of working on right now at the same time. Bulk fuel, we're looking at a bulk fuel, again, by, you see the development, land cleared by Gardewine. Should be our fuel, feeding projects, going on the train. It should be our fuel, servicing our community, and various projects off reserve as well. So why can't we do that, look at that? Fuel is huge, and we not only want to be a vendor, we want to be a shareholder, and that's one thing that we're looking at. We're putting an RFP out for fuel supply, but we want to make sure we're a shareholder too. We should be capitalizing on that and how much fuel we move through our community. Sukatan LP is another entity that we created to try and go after contracts, various contracts in construction, civil works, by partnering up with other companies that do have the capacity to build ours. And with a lot of federal contracts, there's a 5% Indigenous component that they need, right? So we want to make sure that we can capitalize on that, and why shouldn't we be? To making sure if we're going to partner with a company to go after a contract, that we're not only generating revenue, but we're building capacity. We're be able to put work towards our subcontractors and our membership. That's what we want to do. And to learn, right? Building that capacity. So we do have an MOU signed with Black & Mac, huge company, and we have an MOU signed with KGS. So we're looking at various projects and where we can capitalize on. And other projects, like I said, the strip mall, the OCN apartment, we're doing our traffic study for the gas bar. And also, listening in the background is the kids zone. So we do have a business plan for, it's called like a family fun zone. It's a $6 million business. And looking at it, how, at the end of the day, it's not really that much of a money maker, but it provides other things that our community needs and our kids, our families, and I've heard it, there's nothing to do, right? You had a big tournament, what do families do? And there is nothing to do really in our community, right? So kids look around, get in trouble, and they find other ways to occupy their time. So this is one thing I've met with CFS, and we like to look at how can we partner together to make this a reality. Having in there where you have trampolines, you have bowling lanes, places for birthdays, you have a little kids zone, virtual golf. How can we make this happen for our kids and our families so they do have a safe place to go, but also that it's affordable. There's a lot of preventative dollars out there, and we want to make sure we can make it affordable for our kids as well. But not only that, we'll be servicing the surrounding communities as well, and that's where we'll make our money. But it is something that I'd really like to push forward, and now we have the land to do it, to develop it. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ginger. Yeah, you can go. No, stick around in case there's any questions. Once again, I keep reminding, it's your meeting. If you want information, now is the time. Charlotte? Just hang on, Charlotte. We'll get a mic over to you.
Okay, I just want to thank Ginger for that amazing break PBDC's projects in the past and upcoming. What I was wondering, my question is, building partnerships with community members to become business owners, sorry. Do you have anything, a presentation on that, you know, for future, future business owners? Right, you know, worked in other communities where, you know, the community.
Hello? 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 No, that's a great question. Yes. No, and you know, when I first came on, it was pretty well, you know, almost a stagnant department. And now that's one thing that we're trying to look at as well. And I know we do have Councillor Laughlin that's on our board, and you know, she really wants to help build up those entrepreneurs. I know we do have an individual at our office who gives you kind of that start list, right? And we've had about 40 people actually since Daryl Bauer came on that came through our office. 10 of them were successful in starting their own businesses. And I know they have put together workshops, and I just talked to an individual from E&T to get those going again. So people and our young people, everybody, have an understanding, what does it take to open up your own business, right? And the one thing you do need is you need your capital, your equity, right? And you need good credit. That's the one thing too. So even before you get there, that's the kind of workshops that we want to have to say, okay, you know, we have a good idea, what are we gonna do? We're gonna move forward in it. And to get our people going in that, we do have a business club at OLC. Unfortunately, the teacher left, but I know we're trying to incorporate that again and make it a credit course, because when we did that at the business club, we started out with 9 students and we finished with 21. And we took all 20 to Vision Quest, right, to expose them, and they had to do their own little businesses. And then we helped to also support the Bears Lair. It came to OCN and they had a whole weekend with their families, the students, and at the end they had to present their businesses and do public speaking and all that. But yes, I agree, and even those contractors, what it takes to contract, what does it take to manage your cash flows, and what does it take to negotiate contracts and go after them and so forth. Those are all things we know we need to provide and help, again, bring up so that when we're ready for these projects, they're ready. Or we can help too at the same time with those. And where our doors are always open, if you don't have a or can't think of anything, or have a question, we're always in our office, Daryl, myself, doors are always open to come and ask those. And we'll try our best to guide you in the direction for your business.
Thank you. Riley? Check, 1, 2.
I thought you had a question. Yeah, Stanley. Yeah, just one question. Year to year, we have these same speeches. It seems like to me. and yet we keep losing businesses, you know. We have these great plans from 10 years back all the way to now, and we never seem to, never seem to flourish. So are we spending our money wisely on staffing, on the proper staff? What's happening here, you know? That's what I'd like to know is, from 10 years ago, we've heard these speeches and nothing gets done. That's the only question I have.
Thank you, Riley. And yeah, it's probably the same speech you hear over and over, but I do have to disagree. From 10 years ago, what I seen, to where we are today, PBDC is in a better financial position as well as OCN. And yeah, we had to close businesses. We knew the businesses were failing for whatever reason. Sometimes that's a decision you have to make, whether it be the business itself, external, internal factors. But at the same time, if you take a look at our portfolio, our businesses grew. They did grow. And our strong businesses, such as the mall, the gas bar, the hotel, those are strong businesses. They've been here for 50 years, 30 years, 20 years. And now we're starting to look at our partnerships and investments that are generating money. We're buying real estate in Winnipeg. We're creating new entities that can go after contracts to help our subcontractors and our local membership get jobs. So it may be, you know, the same thing that you hear, I guess, over and over, but I have to disagree. PBDC is in a better position, and business is tough. It's very tough. We don't get funding, and I just want to remind everybody this. PBDC does not get funding from the government. No provincial funding, no federal funding. What we rely on is every one of yous walking in the door and spending your money at our businesses, because that money goes 7 times over in our community. That's what we rely on, and a market around us to come and spend our money. And yes, it's our jobs to ensure that those businesses continue to be profitable. But there are so many things in business that you have to manage to ensure there's a balance. And yeah, staffing is tough. Everywhere that I've talked to, there's always a shortage of workers and skilled laborers, skilled workers. It is tough, but we're here, we're trying, and that's part of our job, is to create that economy for OCN. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ginger. It's around 3 o'clock. You guys have been at it since 1 o'clock sharp. I think we'll take a bit of a break. Do you have something there? Oh, okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Martha Budd Janile. My late mother was Josephine Budd, and my dad is Norman Budd. I'm a social worker by trade, and I care for people. That's why I remain in the field I'm in. But I'm here to talk about, I want to give people like my niece a voice, because I'm proud to be from OCN. I've heard from right from this morning and going into this afternoon of the different branches, and I'm proud to be from Opaskwayak Cree Nation. We've come such a long way with taking big strides in developing programs for our community, but also I am here to speak for people. When I say that, I mean, I spent 2 years in Saskatchewan working for Child and Family Services for Nechapanak, and one thing that I really recognized in that nation was that they had ban reps that were separate from all the entities. And I feel like we're missing that piece within Opaskwayak Cree Nation. Like, who speaks to the gaps of services for whichever branch they're having shortfalls? experiencing shortfalls with. It seems like sometimes we get lost in policies that are often colonial, and we hit with provincial and federal funding, the way that money flows back and forth. And when I say I'm here to speak for my niece, I'm here to speak for anyone like her who has deficits and falls between these gaps. My niece has autism. Her name is Aurora. Everyone knows her in the community as Wawateo. I was gifted with the responsibility to name her, and that was the name I chose. And then I asked my mom, well, how do you say Aurora in Cree? And that's where we got Wawateo from. But many people like her who have cognitive deficits, physical ailments, fall between these gaps. They don't have the services. I've heard from, I listened very closely to our executive directors, and I was really proud of the way they speak and how they articulate each branch and how they intersect with each other. But I'm also seeing as a family member that once my niece graduates this fall and from OLC, but beyond that, there's no space for her in the community. She loses services and she has developmental delays. She'll never be able to feed herself, work. She'll never be able to cook for herself. She's nonverbal, knows a handful of words. But so what happens to her when her routine is abrupt? It comes to an end in June. There's nothing. And it really breaks my heart that there's many like her in a community. I'm very proud of my sister, April. She gave up all her aspiration and goals to look after her daughter 24/7 for 21 years, not working, being home, being available. There's times where she was sent home from school because they didn't have the services to accommodate her. There was times where, to this day, they go continuously to Winnipeg with travel. But even to take Wawateo is a lot. She needs a lot of supervision, and my sister sometimes has to go alone. She doesn't get any, I'm not sure if can't say if she doesn't get any respite, but her resources have always been limited. So what happens to our adults like Wawateo who have these same kind of health ailments, health conditions, and we see these young people go without services, they lose services. Our next door neighbor, I don't want to say names, but my dad's next door neighbor, services almost cease to them, and that grandmother has raised her with a very limited amount of support. It's nice that we have all these, these progress in different areas, but we seem to fall short when it comes to policies and filling in those gaps for our children, especially the ones that will be our forever children, our gifts. And I always tell my sister, I'm proud of her, and that Wawateo wasn't a gift to you. You were the gift to her, because nobody is her biggest. I am her biggest supporter, and I'm proud of her. But I wish these supports would exist within each nation for everyone. Elders as well. We seem to fall with these colonial gaps. 65, you have access to resources. 65 according to who? The government? To Canada? When I see a lot of people reaching those milestones within their mid-50s. So I just wanted to speak to some of those gaps, and hopefully that they're heard, and that there's room to make changes, make those meaningful changes where they've existed. Those gaps have been there. And if we can put money into multi-million-dollar projects within different branches, different amounts coming in through prevention dollars. Invest it. We shouldn't have to continue to watch our band members living with disabilities have to run to the city, to the urban centers to receive services. We should be building those capacities within our nation, building, we don't have access to community living with disabilities. Our members living on reserve can't even warrant an application because of those restrictions having to live on provincial. So let's build something for them. Let's offset the cost for our kukums, our aunties, our moms that are looking after our children with disabilities. Ego se.
Thank you so much for that, that heartfelt issue of angels, we call them today. Angels, we call them today because, and she's right, they don't have that voice. We need to be that voice. We need to be that hope. We need to be that person that's going to step up. It's the aging out. Yes, Georgian Principal was there. CFS was there when they were youth, when they were babies. And they did a tremendous amount of work for them. Thank you, CFS, for taking care of our angels that way. All of us have contributed one way or another, whether it's housing or repairs, or whether it's entertainment or health. We look after our angels the way they should be, but that aging out voice is not there anymore because the federal and provincial government is applying us with those policies. And it's a struggle for those families because, and her neighbor, she talks about by her dad's place. I want to make life comfortable for that young woman. So what are we doing? We're going to build an addition to meet her needs. Tanisha. She's fully an angel. So we're going to do that. I want to make sure that housing is going to do that for us because she crawls around her hallway, crawls around her house. She doesn't have the living space that is required of her, for her. So I took it upon myself and the council we're going to build that for her. Make life a little bit easier for her. So those are the human things you speak of, Martha, that we feel too. Where did she go? Where did you go, young lady? Oh, she's over there. Ocean. Today we're going to start rebuilding and rebuilding our policy when it comes to the aging out angels so we can look after them properly. We can invest into that. So we talk about the PBDC and generating revenue. That's the revenue we can anticipate and forecast for those kind of services to offset those services they're greatly needing right now. And I know your sister has did a tremendous amount of work with her organization, but when one of our angels age out, that's it. The services are very limited, and it falls back on the parents and the grandparents. It's a ripple effect. So ADs, Opaskwayak, find it in our hearts. Let's come up with a policy that's going to entertain and look after the capacity and the needs of that voice that needs to be taken care of at home. Because we all have angels in our lives that we have in our families. So let's start developing that. No, I said that wrong. We're gonna start developing that. We're gonna champion it for those angels so those families can feel the love that they need and the security they need. My first time around, I got experience. This time, my heart's going to guide me along with you. Walk with me, Opaskwayak. Walk with me to develop your nation so the angels too can feel they're taken care of. They can't sit there. That voice that they speak of, it comes through caring people like the auntie that just spoke. And we have grannies here and grandfathers here. So today, and moving forward, the world of an angel is going to change. I commit that to you. I make that statement today, that policy will change, the services will enhance, and the love that they're going to feel is going to be more. So thank you for that, Martha, for bringing that forward, because it needs to be said, and I think it needs to be said by myself, that it needs to start today. So thank you for bringing us, because those are the human things we need to hear, Opaskwayak. Those are the human things we need to hear. So you've been going for 2 hours. Let's have a smoke break, 15 minutes. We got some treats back there, some fish they just served, so we'll have a 15-minute break. One more, hang on.
One more. We're going to have one more, then we'll take a break.
This is going to be fast. With that request that Martha was asking, what is Wawa going to do after she's done school? Is that part of the training center that's coming is that it's going to be helping the exceptional people like Wawa to do something after they're done school. And that will be a part of it. That's one big part of the training center that's coming, for them to keep themselves busy so their parents could have a break during the day, because that's what they need, is a break, because they're caring for them 24/7. That's one thing that they're doing for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Well, we got an elder making our way down this way. Hang on, no smoke break yet. We allow the elder to speak.
Tapegiche, uchitapo taneinuyan, enego segi peji upigayan, taneinuan, egata wanigiskisiaga ni magineinuya. Uchitapo tagiskino moago, kitawasiminawak, kusisiminawak, egata wanigiskisitek. Maga, nanaskomen, kakinauta kaya Mistaya tuskewin. Pagit ni nga tatuta mego magatuta mega notes. Mijato ke mga anak, kipe abito tamak umenyo, katuta mega notes. Tanse magagito tamak, tanse ke Hispanic. Asama tinu kana notes. Tansani matay tati Hispanic egon. Mistay gekon kanatan ni malatos kewing katuta meg. Nanas kumawak minuga ginaw tatos kewak. Kagipetos kata ko ayawa. Masinay nga na. Audit suka ito ni mistay atos kewin. I thank you for all that hard work. Maga, mistay malangi papamoteo ako ke maga na pamiguigiachik. I did a lot of reflection on Sunday. Gani man ay giop mawak man na mistiko ni web mitsimina ke ko mga papamoteo. I thought about that staff they carried. Matoni ma again animal gi chigochik. Ta mami tunenita gikegon. Iniuga teni megia ya. Animain. Mystic anima. E wichi ko chike konne ma miteneni tage. Mistai sagi wewin. Kiskeni tamuin. Tani gano tet hawiak. Tani ogano tata ya utin nima. Ona siwin ni wak mino. Agani kamina. Koesk. Mistai. Mistai na naskoman. Ano chuma utanista. E pagod negosyan tayo miyan. Nista mo mistai ma nisnail malanista. Tatugisi ang nanaskoman. Asamin ako tage minigayan. Papapamutian. Aba. Waniska. Unas piso. Wawas kai. Tatugisi ka. Yogo. Dito. Ego nanas ko magiseman tu. Ega nyuche. Ego sima tapegiche. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elder, for that. I'm going to have our MC translate that the best way he can. Everything. We need to hear that because, you know, ladies and gentlemen of our generation, she spoke from here. She spoke from experience and she spoke because she loves us. She spoke from the heart.
Yes, thank you very much, Elder. Can I ask commit nane pe because here to the ones that don't understand the language, our language, your language. She indicated that she's very happy to be here today. She's very happy to be given the opportunity to say a few words. She talks about people walking around carrying their canes or sticks or whatever, and she wonders what they're there for support or whatever. She's grateful to be here, and she's happy with the direction the leadership are going, and that's about. And she said some very wise words. Can't translate them all. Do the best I can, but Janet, thank you very much. And she carried a positive message to each and every one of us here today. So with that, we're going to take a little break, like the chief said, 15 minutes. There's some snacks there, I believe. Am I correct? Yeah, there's some snacks there. Go for a smoke if you wish. 3:30 we'll be back. Executive directors, be ready. We might have to limit your time, but you will be called up at some point. And once again, questions are welcome. infrastructure, and we'll leave 5 minutes for questions afterwards.
Introduce yourself.
So, good afternoon. My name is John McKenzie. I'm the Director of Infrastructure for the Opaskwayak Cree Nation. I'm going to talk a little bit about the projects that we have going on this summer. Just to elaborate a little bit what Chief said this morning and Councillor Young. So we have a new landfill going in 10 kilometers south of the town of the Paw. That's going to be on the left side of the road. That's going to be a fully engineered landfill where we'll be disposing of all our waste from now on. So Big Eddy will be blocked off. There will be no going in there anymore. We are also constructing a public works garage next to the fire hall on Kichimaskinau. So it's going to be a lot bigger. It's going to be a 5-bay garage. It's going to help us maintain all our equipment that we have nowadays. We are also training and growing our own mechanics in there as well. So we do have a red sealed heavy duty mechanic, and we do have a red sealed vehicle mechanic. So we got apprentices under them, so they'll be able to get their red seal based off of their mentors. The other thing I was to talk about was the Kichimaskinau paving. So there is going to be a bit of an inconvenience this summer, but in the end, we will have a brand new road going from the arena to Pike Lake, along with a walkway on one side. So that'll really help out with the people. I used to notice a lot how when cars came, especially when it was raining, people would have to get off the road and walk in the mud. So it was really important for us to try to put a sidewalk in along Kichimaskinau. So those are the 3 main projects that are happening that we're bringing in contractors to develop. However, they are going to be looking at for laborers and flagmen and all kinds of machine owners. So we're going to be putting out an announcement on the comms to register your equipment and your resumes at E&T. This way, if any contractor is looking for machines or laborers or employees, they'll go there to find them. So having said that, the 3 community projects that we are working on more this summer is going to be the Pike Lake expansion. As you can see, we're widening Pike Lake for Pike Lake days and stuff like that. We always had concerns that vehicles, once people parked, we had trouble getting in and out of there. So we widened that so that, God forbid, if an ambulance had to get down there, that they'd be able to. I don't know if anybody noticed, but Big Eddy Sliding Hill, we're actually reshaping that as well, and we're trying to make it bigger and have more room for parking, because that's kind of everybody's slid down Big Eddy Hill at some point or another. So we want to really capitalize on that and expand it and make it better. And then the other one is Fisher Island sports fields. So we're working with SCAMP, and we're developing the Fisher Island sports fields. So we're giving SCAMP a hand. He's got some really good ideas for Fisher Island, and we're going to help him get what he needs down there. One of the other things I wanted to talk about today was recycling. Everybody noticed that the recycling has stopped. So as of right now, it's going under a transition, and they're hiring new staff and new management, and they're coming up with a plan on what best suits the 3 communities for recycling. So they stopped it until further notice. Having said that, is there any questions? Gloria?
Thank you, John.
It's a concern that I have. I guess everybody knows where I live, Umperville Settlement. And it's something that our community has had a concern about a lot, about the road. Right now, there are so many potholes. Like, I have a newer type of van, but the other day, the PVC, what do you call that, that holds the transmission and the front end together, it just completely came off. The transmission didn't work. So it's because of that road, traveling on it every day. And I don't know what can be done, but it's been so many years, like, it's like as if we're a forgotten people over there, like the year, like it's the 20th century, it's not like. So there's a lot of band members living over there, and I think it's time to try and do something, maybe put a few culverts there, and because the water is just seeping from the spring break, and put more gravel to, what do you call that? Yeah, if not pavement. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Thank you for that question. What we're going to do this year is infrastructure is working with lands. Right now, that road is not OCN's, and the province doesn't want to take claim on it. So the reason why we're looking after it is because a few years ago, they left it and it got really bad where buses and nobody would go down there. So we took it upon ourselves to redo that road. But we're working with the province right now, trying to utilize their engineers for the drainage. We want them to come up with a plan for drainage and all that stuff, and we'll look after it once they provide that stuff to us. So we are looking at it this summer, Gloria. Yeah, we're going to grade it. Yeah, we'll grade it. Okay.
Thank you. I just have a question. The GLMC, it's always wet there every spring. We have hockey tournaments, people coming in, and it's flooded over. So, and we noticed that since the lagoon was built and they closed that creek that used to be there, it's flooded. So is something going to be done about that?
Thank you. That's another good question. Right now, there's no immediate plan to resurface the parking lot in the arena. We did look at it when we were doing the paving for the last time. It was just way too expensive. Like, they wanted over $1 million to pave that area, and more money to reconstruct because it wasn't built properly on proper foundation. That's why it cracks up. So that will be addressed at some point. Like, we will look at the ditches and stuff like that. I guess one thing I forgot to say is we are trying to upgrade the canteen in that this year. We did put money aside to upgrade the canteen with new stainless steel stuff and all that, and the doors for the arena. So we are doing a bit of work on it for now, but I'll keep that in mind. Yes, yeah, I'll come to you guys, yeah. Geraldine, did you have a question?
Thank you very much, John. I think Trevor said you had some draws from infrastructure. Yes. So what are we drawing for?
Okay, so we'll do the 3 Visa gift cards.
3 Visa gift cards all together or one at a time?
One at a time.
Oh. These gift cards is worth what? $50. Okay. 909-6357. 909-6357. Red ticket. There she comes. Who? Savannah.
Okay, we'll do the shirt first.
Next one we'll do is the nice white shirt here. From 909-6365. 6365. 6365. $50 Visa card, 909-6336. 6336. Lyle Crane. Hey, nice gray shirt here. Infrastructure. 909-6352. 909-6352. 6352. Nine oh nine 6352. That's probably the ticket I threw away. Wait, I got it. But it's not my number. 6352. Okay, this is for the redraw. It's 909-6350. 6350. 909-6350. No? Okay. Desperately drawing for my number. 909-6373. 6373. 6373. 6373. Okay. Six three 42. 909-6342. Red ticket. 6342. Shailene McGilvery? Okay. What's next, Trevor? $50 Visa card goes to 909-6356. There we go, 6356. And our final draw, another nice t-shirt here. My size. 909-6373. Oh, these were worth $80 each. Oh, the shirt. 6373. 909-6373. I think we drew that before and nobody claimed it. Okay. There's a name back here. This one's easy. Annie A. Wilson. 909-6380. Okay.
Okay. Okay, that's it for the end of the draws. So I'd just like to give thanks to Chief and Council for working on us, helping us get all these projects on the go and the funding for that. I'd like to thank my staff as well for working with the community on all kinds of situations. A lot of times it's not always good, but they still pull through and do it. And to all the other EDs and branches, we know we got a lot of work ahead of us, so carry on.
Thank you very much there, John. You went over. Housing, Samantha Fiddler. 10 minutes. You use up a minute walking here.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, on and off reserve. My name is Samantha Fiddler. I'm the Executive Director of Housing. I would like to thank my right-hand men, Peter and Kevin. They do a lot for me when I delegate a lot of stuff to them. And also, I would like to acknowledge my staff. They go above and beyond on addressing your maintenance needs, whether it is plumbing, electrical, or carpentry issues. Their work does not go unnoticed. They're available evenings, weekends, and holidays. So I'd like to thank them for their hard work and dedication. This summer, Housing is going to be building 27 units, and they will all be on the new Amisk subdivision, which is pretty much to full capacity now. So my guys are crazy busy. And also to the people calling in for work orders and whatnot, please be kind to the staff. We are trying to accommodate 800 homes. So with that, that's pretty much the gist of what we're doing right now. 27 homes is a lot of homes that we are trying to accommodate. We also have 10 renovations we are doing. We're doing 10 two-bedroom additions, and we're super busy. So that's all I have to say, short and sweet. And I also have some draws here that I'll get the chief to pick for me. I only have 3 names. The people that come and did their lease agreements, we put their name in a draw.
There's 3 house keys.
Just read the name. They're not numbers.
Shirley Constant.
$50 visa.
$50 visa. I seen her here.
Yeah, she's here. You want a house? There's just 2. Yeah.
Kenny Laughlin.
Ken Latlin, Quibi, $50.
$50.
Chip.
No?
Here you go, my dear. Yeah.
Thank you for all your questions. One more.
Well, that's included with the 27. Okay. All right. As per the direction of my portfolio counselor, he just wanted me to let you guys know that we will be purchasing 15 new RTMs. So with that being said, anybody who can get a pre-approved mortgage, bring me your information, and we will put you in, or we'll put you down for consideration. They'll all be 3 bedrooms, all 3-bedroom units. Any questions?
Are you looking into, I know you guys, it wasn't under you, but they did have a program where they were inviting the community members to get some training on doing small maintenance around their home. Are you looking into something like that again for community members?
So we did have somebody reaching out to us in regards to when you are selected for a new unit, we are going to be putting on a little maintenance program where you guys can learn how to maintain, how to do small things in your house. It's not going to be anything to do with electrical or plumbing. We have red seals that in our office that are capable of doing that, but we want you guys to learn. You need to know how to change a filter in your furnace. You need to know, you can't call into the office and ask us to go and change your light bulb. We're not going to do that. So, but just basic little maintenance that you need to know, where to shut off your hot water if something happens to your hot water tank, little stuff like that. We will show you how to do that. Little bit of patch and paint and whatnot, little small, if you have a hole in your wall, we'll teach you how to do that. So that's, will be coming.
Thank you, Samantha. Our next presenter is from the Lands and Resources, I believe. Edith Spence.
Good afternoon. I just, you know, you've seen on the audit there were 17 CMHC agreements we have, mortgages, long-term, right? CMHC gets that revenue from Opaskwayak, whether it's a Section 95, which is social, whether it's the 6 that we, or the 5 we get, that whoever we're putting in. So that revenue goes to CMHC. So we got to think outside the box, which the council is doing, is purchase RTMs so that revenue can stay internally. That's the exercise we're trying to do here, because year after year, housing comes to the budgets with no money. So we're trying to think and forecast so they'll have some revenue generating monies within internal that they can forecast. They can forecast, because that's the mindset of the purchase of the 15 units, so they can generate rent. They can have maintenance costs. They can have forecasts to look at purchasing more with leveraging those 15. So there's possibilities there. But if we were to wait for CMHC to address our housing shortage, we're going to be waiting for 25 years, 30 years plus. So we got to think outside the box. We got to think we need to invest for our community, for our generations to come. So if we can get to 100 units of purchasing power, you can accomplish what you need and address your housing shortages. So that's how we're thinking at the table and working with the board, so the council is giving them that revenue to purchase, the purchasing power, so they're going to go shopping for 15 RTMs. You qualify, like she said, under the pre-approved, you will be considered at that paperwork, that legwork needs to be done by the individual on that application. So that is the plus. I'm tired of paying CMHC to meet our needs when we should be taking care of them ourselves. That's forward thinking, that's forward planning, that's a long-term benefit for everybody. It's a win-win scenario. So Lance, you're next. Where are you? Oh yeah, here we are. Okay. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Edith Spence, Nitisinagasun. I hope I said that right. I tried. Welcome everybody to the meeting. Glad to see you here learning about each of our branches and what we do for our community. With Lands and Natural Resources branch, we look after land management, treaty land entitlement, natural resources, which is off reserve, and right now Ministikuk. It's been I'd like to thank our staff. This fiscal year had limited staff, and we were able to achieve stuff that needed to be done. And as you heard in regards to PBDC infrastructure and housing, Well, all of them needs permits, leases, in order to put any of their development on there. So we have an application process, and we have staff that takes in those applications. We also have environment. You can't apply for land without the environment. So if the environment assessment isn't done, you're not going to get approved. Just to make sure that you know the requirements. Like they said, the 10 pilot projects, there are 10 homes up there. We worked on achieving, getting leases in place for them. OCN holds 10 leases, and I believe they have 8 subleases, and 1 is going to be withdrawn, I believe, and there'll be 3 that you're still looking for, Ulu? Oh, they're filled up now. So we'll be working with that. What we want to do for anyone that has home ownership over their property, please come into our lands office, fill out a lease application. That gives you security with having a lease in place. What we were able to do this year with the help of OCN was also finish off surveying a Miss Quest, which allows for long-term leases to happen. And with PBDC, they helped with the funding of, I believe, 14 one-acre commercial lots. So those 14 lots are available. I believe PVDC is taking 5 lots right now, and we have 2 for, hopefully, putting aside for a government building. We haven't gotten an application for that yet, but that is coming soon. Another thing that OCN did in regards to deferred revenue from the previous year was put Timberland Trailer Court finally on the table to do something with that. The infrastructure in Timberland was getting so depleted, and we needed to do something there. So that project is just about done. We're hoping it's done by hopefully June. We still have a few people there. With treaty land entitlement, as you know, in December, OCN members received dividends of $2,500 after doing the vote. This was long negotiations with the TILA committee in regards to a court case that we just went to a court case in March, but we're putting that on hold. What we're trying to do, well, it's actually going for judgment right now, but we're hoping to get Canada back to the table to finish off the negotiations, because that was only an advance payment that we received, and that is to finish off our treaty land entitlement selection areas. We have a lot of acres that we still need to convert, and we're still working on that. Our land use plan, we're working on doing a land use plan for ancestral lands. That is now at print, and we're starting on a mapping process with this coming year. The joint management agreement, we have just started. The province has come to the table now. They used to have a very active joint management where you had 4 from the province and 4 from OCN making decisions and giving ideas on what's going to happen on our traditional areas. Now we're working on a work plan this year, and it seems like the province is going to give us some funding so that we can actually have manpower to assist us in that. And then with the municipal project, that one is Indian Residential School, the McKay Residential School. They were building the culture back up, doing activities. They also got a broiler that what they want to do is sandblast that and paint it orange. However, the funding ran out, but I believe that they're going to allow us to finish spending that money, so we're going to put a work plan in place to continue that project with the municipal. There are 7 communities out there in the north that also attended this school, and we need to get their stories, we need to get their archives, we need to get data in there. Right now, I only have 1 staff working in that area. When we're coming to land authority, or the executive area, we're looking at our land laws or regulations. So we build the regulations with community input in it. We haven't done any new laws in the last few little while, but one priority that the Land Authority and Council is stressing is the trespassing law. Get that in place and also amend our enforcement law so that we can start issuing tickets, and hopefully they'll recognize our jurisdiction in doing that. And I know I just got a call, I think yesterday, saying work on it now. So it's going to be the top priority that we're going to work on is in lawmaking. We still got that governing land law so that we can have longer term leases than 40 years. I think we're coming to second reading with council soon and third reading thereafter, and that one will be done soon. We still have our land code and our establishing our land authority land law that still needs to come to a vote. I did have difficulty with staffing, so those ones were put on hold, but with our staff coming back, and I pretty well have a full complement of staff. I still need a land manager, don't have that, and I think we're looking for 2 guardian positions, and we should be able to work well as a team. We do meet with infrastructure and PBDC. The management works with them with the projects coming up, and being on the forefront, being at the bottom, instead of them telling us we're doing this and then now we need approval, but being right at the bottom with them helps move projects faster. Thank you. Any questions? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do 2 gift certificates, 2 different draws. How much is it? $50? Otinike bucks? See, we're promoting Otinike Mall.
What's this for? $50 gift certificate, 990369 on your white ticket. 369. You got it? Elder Norman. And this is for the painting? No, another $50. Oh, another $50. 990362. 362. 990362. Nobody wants $50. 990362. 990362. Okay, another one, Chief. Which one? Oh, okay. 990352. 990352. $50 gift certificate. 352. Okay, Chief. Nine 360. 360. Shirley. Okay, this is for the painting. It's everybody's number. 990315. 315. 315. 315. 90315. 990311. 311. 311. 311. 311. Okay, Chief. Nine 317. 317. There we go. Ooh, Randy? Oh, Laverne. Okay, moving right along. We have some more draws. Are we going to do your draws, Jennifer? Or wait for one more? Okay. We'll do, moving right along, education. We'll do the draws after education? Okay. Teresa, Constant.
Good afternoon. I prepared a beautiful PowerPoint, 29 slides and 37 side notes. I didn't think I would be limited to a time limit, so I'm just going to do my best to condense it and leave out the slideshow. So good afternoon. My name is Teresa Constant, new to my position this year as the Director of Education. Opaskwayak Education is a nonprofit corporation responsible for the delivery of educational programs from the grassroots, pre-kindergarten through grade 12, to members of Opaskwayak Cree Nation. Students attend either Joe Ross School or Oscar Laughlin Collegiate. OES also supports OCM members to engage in post-secondary studies or college studies at various colleges, universities throughout Canada, United States, and other countries. The employment and training program focus is to develop a skilled workforce through various programs it carries out. Hilda Young Child Care Center offers and operates a toddler to preschool daycare programs to 38 children, and priority is given to OCN members. We are currently in ending our 3-year strategical plan and in the process of establishing a steering committee to move forward with another 3-year strategical plan. Okay, OES has several programs and services under our branch. Hilda Young Child Care Center, our senior manager, Sherilyn Constant, serves 38 children from OCN and nearby communities across preschool, toddler, and infant rooms, with room for growth through transitions, and is working with 10 families with a culturally based parent-involved class through the Aboriginal Head Start program. At Joey Ross School, our senior manager, principal Karen McGilvery, oversees and is responsible for the delivery of education through nursery to grade 6. She also oversees the nursery to grade 6 education in our Cree immersion program, and English program. At Joe Ross School, along with the Cree language, culture, and outdoor learning, they have elders support the children's growth through traditional arts and guidance. Teachers emphasize on literacy and numeracy. And new this year is a recess leader program, which fosters leadership and inclusion amongst the students. Also, Joe Ross School is closely working with the care home, Carla and her team, and we are doing a pilot project, adopt a grandparent. So we're pretty excited to roll that out. Over at Oscar Laughlin Collegiate, we have over 473 students from grade 7 to grade 12. Our staff at the high school also teaches the adult ed section. Programs in both schools participate in the before and after school activities. Oscar Laughlin Collegiate does the community engagements on Saturdays, arts and crafts open up to the community. At OLC, we have the wild management course, blending traditional and safety knowledge, and community sporting events promoting wellness. The post-secondary section, our senior manager, Marlene Head, oversees, supports 140 to 150 OCN citizens annually in achieving certificates, diplomas, and degrees. Recent achievements include over 50 graduates, healthcare professional placements, developing a post-secondary handbook policy. The program promotes capacity building through initiatives like Goose and supports OCN's first female pilot graduate. The OCN, the Goose initiative is a whole project on its own, and Marlene is the one to do the presentation on that one. Operation, maintenance, and transportation is overseen by Omar Constant, our senior manager in that department. And overall, he ensures safety, modern facilities, and transportation. He utilizes our youth and community members and employs them through the 44-week program that is offered in our ENT area. So this year, projects completed included heating upgrades, air conditioning, security camera improvements, enhancing learning environment and community safety. How am I doing? Is that a good, quick, brief update on all of the departments? Student services. Student services is a huge area, supports 448 of our students, and this area is supported with 4 resource teachers, 2 in each school. We knew this year, through the Goose program, 3 staff graduated with their occupational therapists, so we actually have 4 full-time OT specialists, 2 in both schools. We have a wellness coach, both situated in 1 in each school, numerous education assistants. Services include accessibility, transportation to 52 of our students. Crystal also, with her team, organizes ASL learning and teaching for our staff. And she reaches out and contracts specialists, focusing on well-being and tailored educational supports. Our finance department, over the last fiscal year, successfully implemented a new payroll software system, marking its first full year in operation. Despite the transition, the finance team maintain their ability to complete finance reports, audits in a timely manner, all while navigating and learning the curve associated with the new software. Employment and training, did I do employment and training? Delivers adult education through youth employment programs focusing on skills development and workforce readiness. This area offers various training courses, mature student diploma program, summer paid placements for youth. Accessibility is improved through active social media engagement and regular security training sessions. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly talk, how am I doing on time? Yeah, later. I'm going to talk quickly about some of the special projects, initiatives. We have the Master Apprentice Program in its 3rd year. We have 2 full-time staff in it. They work closely with our Cree immersion teachers. We are trying to push our Cree language. The purpose of this program is to ensure the continuity of the Cree immersion program. The Cree Language Master Apprentice Program is a method of learning Cree where fluent speakers of the Cree language, a master, teaches a Cree language learner, an apprentice, through Cree language instruction. This is a 5-year initiative project. We're in our 3rd year, and it's situated at Joe Ross School. The OCN Training Center development, we work towards the construction of the OCN Training Center that's aimed to centralize and streamlining various training and education programs to minimize duplication, trades training, the adult education, day programming for adults with exceptionalities, and post-secondary services in a one-stop shop setting are the key focus points of this project. This video here is, portrays what the training center is. So we're pretty excited. We're waiting for the weather to cooperate with us, and then we will be starting our build. So. Oscar Laffin Collegiate Expansion Project, TechVoc. The purpose of this expansion represents a crucial step towards closing educational and skills development gaps within our community and fostering sustainable socio-economic growth. The project's inclusion of expansion, technical and vocational training facilities alongside enhanced special needs capacity, directly supporting Indigenous and Northern Affairs Canada's mandate to improve Indigenous education outcomes and our community well-being. Another initiative is the Opaskwayak Education Services Teacher Jizz. Wow, that was a mouthful. The purpose of this ongoing project is to recruit qualified teachers. One of the difficulties that we're tasked with is keeping our teachers because of the shortages of houses. So OES put a plan together to complete 2 houses every year for the next 5 years. So we're going into our 2nd phase, and 2 houses have been built last year. They're fully occupied, rented out to 2 teachers, and we are working closely with housing. Samantha, thank you for our next 2 houses, and our finish date is mid-August. OES has 17 resources, books completed. That was completed last year for OCN history resources. We sell them upstairs at our main office. And one of the last ones I'd like to speak about, maybe I'll get Marlene to come up here, is our Goose Grow Our Own Specialists. And I'll give her the mic.
Thank you, Teresa.
She was a little bit nervous coming up, but I think she's doing an awesome job. Before I speak about Goose, I just want to clarify a little bit something with our capacity building with OCN. What we have established is a steering committee that focuses on the needs of each branch for capacity building. So we do meet annually for planning and priorities, and then we do have regular meetings, and we've got to revive it and get it going again, because each branch has been promoting their own education and training when we could do it as a whole, as OCN all together. So we're not duplicating anything. So that's the reason for the steering committee, and through there, we identify 5 priorities to be worked on each year. And one of them is Goose, is which I'm gonna be talking about. Now, if you don't mind, Martha, if you're still here, you know, I'm gonna speak to what Martha was saying, and this is just one example in our community of how we have to grow our own specialists through education. We have over 400 plus students just in the school system that are waiting for assessments or therapy services, and it's not happening. And we have to wait for people to come from outside the community to come and work with our children. And our Goose program has grown quite large after 4 years in operation. Like mentioned, we have some graduates coming down. We've got a school psychologist graduating this June that's going to be working with our children at the school. We have one that's just finishing her first year. Physiotherapy, respiratory therapy, and speech language pathologists are all what we need in our communities, and not just OCN, but all the First Nations across Manitoba, because our people are not receiving adequate services in these areas. And we're talking about what Martha was mentioning, you know, those who we call angels, those who have exceptionalities or disabilities, they're not getting those services. And we're tired of waiting for itinerant services to come to our community and do that work. So we have a program going. We're going to be starting promoting with our grade 7 and up, to consider going into these careers for our community, because we have to do it. We cannot wait for others to do it any longer. So this Goose program is expanding in many areas. It's not, and the university is knocking on our door right now to open up a house to be housed at the University of Manitoba, where faculties such as engineering, architecture, they're all banging on our doors because they want to get their foot in the door of First Nations. Because Goose right now, we are working with 7 First Nations, and we also have more First Nations that want in. So it's a huge opportunity, and I really encourage the youth to consider these careers, because when we do have career fairs, a lot of our youth don't even know what an occupational therapist is or what a physiotherapist does. So we want to change all of that, not just within OCN, but with all our First Nations. So talk to your youth about that, because we need them, and for the future, every branch pretty much needs one. And I just want to speak to, it's not just health, it's just not education, it's not just child and family, it's the care home. They need more physiotherapists, occupational therapists. There's also justice. So when you think about our people being in the justice system, we're filling the jails, we're filling the prisons. And I'm thinking, you know why? It's because when they were younger, nobody knew how to work with them. They throw their hands up, they get expelled, they drop out, because we need to work effectively so they can learn to their fullest ability and for healthier and happier lives. So this is what Goose is all about, and I think okay. And I have a draw here that I donated this beautiful ribbon skirt, and we'll draw that soon after.
Thank you, Marlene. So, yeah, so encourage, if you want more information on the Goose Initiative, Goose program, there's 2 different areas. Please come stop by, reach out and talk to Marlene. Another thing I wanted to mention was the safety aspect on the school front and our locations. And I wanted to let the community know that we took measures in both schools now have a metal detector walkthrough. So when you walk in through the front doors, you go through a screening process and everybody is screened through there. We're doing our due diligence to reassure the community that safety is priority. And under the safety priority, we are also pushing and establishing a drug policy and moving forward with eventually drug testing on all our staff. Hey, Jose, any questions? The draw? Okay. Do you guys have the draw? Oh. Is that Charlie's? The chief. We're gonna use that to draw 2 more for the blankets. Yeah.
All right, the winner is 0190710. 0190710. It's these blue tickets here. 909. Oh, wait. 019. 0190710. Zero 190710. 0710. Do we have a winner? No? Okay. Redraw 019 0706. 0706. There, we got a winner. Oh, we're doing another one? Okay. This is for, okay, that's for this. Right here. Way to go. That's the one. Which one, Chief? All right, this is for the blanket, 0190711. 0711. That yours, Kevin? There you go. Kevin McGilvery. So if you have anything to add, Teresa, thank you very much. Marlene? One more draw. Holy smoke, man. 0190752 for another blanket. 0752. Trisha. Thank you very much, Education.
Who's next? Social Development, can you come up and get your presentation ready? I just got word here, Opaskwayak, whoever's listening out there in Facebook world, we do have a lot of food here, so come and join us. what we have here now is going to be, there's more than enough. So if you're close, come and eat at the Veterans Hall. You're more than welcome. We invite all of you. Come and join us. Okay. Okay. For the silver cups on her left hand there, I got John Nasacapo. We can set him aside for him. He was here this morning. Yeah, there's a number there. Now there's this beautiful centerpiece for your coffee table or your office table, or give it to me. Sanjo. All right, there we go, Sanjo. Sanjo's uncle is coming. There we go. You'll accept it. Thank you very much. Care Home, right? Yeah. Miguel Care Home, thank you for those beautiful gifts. Thank you. You got 5 minutes.
Hi there. My name is Flora Como. I'm the Social Development Executive Director. We're going to do it really fast, real quick, real short, just like us ladies up here. We're going to invite our portfolio counselors up because they want to say a few words as well. Joe Partridge and Derek Constant, if you want to join us up here. Come on up, gentlemen, don't be shy. So the social development program, it was the Opaskwayak Income Services. We did change the name to social development just because we're revamping it, making it better and providing better social services programs for our community members. I'd like to first introduce the new social administrator, Ernestine Cowley. She will provide some very, very short description of our program.
Okay. Hi. So, hi, my brothers, sisters, cousins. Hey, you still owe me money. No, I was kidding. Okay. Yeah, our program is for band members that are living on reserve. We do have special needs programs, COPH for grandparents too, or somebody that's watching children that are out of it's called Child Out of Parental Home. So we do have that program too as well. We do have diet allowance, disability allowance, when you come to our intakes, we ask these questions to see what you're eligible for. And we do have, little code books. We do go through policy too as well. We give the understanding and we listen to your goals. Where do you see yourself from 5 years from now? To help you take your steps. This program is only here until you get off your feet. We do have disability too, to the ones that are unable to work. We do, yeah. I like to, I was gonna talk about PSP program, but I'll let Joyce take it away.
Thank you, Ernestine. My name is Joyce Partridge, and I work with PSP, the coordinator. And we have 2 caseworkers, 2 mentors, and we plan programs every month with OES, Employment and Training, and we put out a calendar once a month. We're having a meet and greet on April 24th, Friday at the Tineke Mall. We're just going to be set up in the main. We still have to find a spot, but will be there. Our staff, OES employment and training staff will also be there. And thank you.
Hello, everybody. Derek Constant. This is part of my portfolio, and I just want to congratulate my team from social services because they do a lot for our community. I used to work in PESP before I came onto council, and I still talk to a lot of our clients that I work with, and like I said, I'll never forget you guys, and you know, if there's any questions you want to ask, I'm still there for you guys because just because I'm on council, I'm not any different. So the door's still open for you guys. So thank you for that. And again, thank you, staff. Thank you, Joyce, Flora, and Ernestine, and all the rest of the staff. Like Guy and them, there's a lot more that are behind at the office right now, keeping the motor running. Again, thank you guys again. Here's our portfolio counselor.
Good morning or good afternoon, Joe Partridge again, portfolio counselor. So I'm the chairman of social, and again, she talked about social is only temporary to assist you, you know, through those hard times, whatever they may be, to help you get you on your feet. Again, I spoke earlier, we were on social assistance with my late mother and myself till we were 17, and then during that time, I seen a way out, and that's educating yourself. Hard work actually works. You know, determination, discipline. And those things that will help you financially, also spiritually and mentally to assist you in your life, so you can have a good life, not only for yourself but for your children and your grandchildren. So I had the pleasure of working in social for about a year, to work with the staff there, and we have very dedicated staff there, and they do good work, and their hearts and minds are in the right place. There's no judgment there. We're here to help and assist as best we can. Thank you. Any questions? Derek will answer them.
Thank you very much, Councillor. We have one more presenter. Are you going to do your draws now, or you wait till after the last presenter? CFS. Child and Family Services, Tricia. It will be the last presenter for the afternoon, then we'll finish off with some draws. Oh, somebody's holding their finger up. Oh, you're going to do them now? Okay. All right. Let's see what we got. Another set of AC/DC.
AC/DC tickets. Valued at $1,700.
Woo! I'll take the cash. All right, AC/DC tickets. 230-583. 230-583. Do we have a winner over there? 583. There we go. Linda Michelle. You're going to go see AC/DC. Okay, the final draw will be done after Child and Family Services. Tricia Dick.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our executive director sends her regrets she couldn't make it here today. My name is Tricia Dick. I am I've been with the agency for 3 years, but prior to that, I was with another agency for about 12 years. So I have lots of child welfare experience. I just want to acknowledge our team. We have Carrie Bignell here, Haley Morden, and Valerie Biggity. So I was told to keep it short, and I'll try to keep it as short as I can. Right now, our agency has over close to 100 employees with many vacant positions. I would want to say 20 to 30 vacant positions. So we need more workers. We need more staff. There's 10 units within our agency. There's intake, which is headed by Val. Protection unit, it's headed by Carrie. Prevention unit, family enhancement is headed by Haley Morden. The quality assurance unit by myself. Finance, Wanda McCorster. Alternative care and protection, that's Linda Constant. HR's Gardner Laughlin. Community projects by Angela Ballantyne. Recreation by Cynthia Young. And our Winnipeg unit headed by Milton Crishane. So we work under Myrna Flett, our executive director, and our board of directors, counselors, Justin Spence and JP Martin, and also Dale Knudsen. So we also work under the Northern Authority, where we have to follow the provincial laws right now. That's our mandate. Some of the challenges, and I heard it throughout the day, there's a lot of alcohol and drug addiction, and we're seeing that on our end. There's been a rise in the services that a rise in the clients that we're seeing. But the chief also said, what are we doing about it? We have to look after each other. And he hit it right on. So how are we doing that? Well, the province introduced those 4 agreements: the kinship care agreement, the customary care agreement, the voluntary care agreement, and the family support agreement. And it just gives an opportunity for families to look after one another. So grandparents can come in and parents, they have to agree to signing the document, and the children don't come into care. They're actually only receiving a service. So there's a big difference. They don't have to follow certain regulations and standards. It's just we want to make sure these kids are being taken care of, and of course we'll provide some support to them, financial support. And there's no court process involved. We also extended our care to youth over 18, so we bring them into care. We extend their care, and we will provide services and support till they're 26 years old. With the new law, we're hoping to extend that to even further, because we all know even 26-year-olds have a hard time living and functioning. There's also, I heard Glenn Ross saying there's no treatment facility here. Well, that's true. So we keep our kids in care longer because, there's no treatment facility. There's a waiting list. And there shouldn't be a waiting list. We need help now. But our agency is working with health in providing the 21-day program. So we provide the area at Wachi Bay, and health comes in and they provide the programming. Sorry, this microphone is not the greatest. We're dealing with high caseloads, high demands. We have money standards that we have to meet. I know Carla Constant talked about the provincial standards that they have to follow, and it's the same difference. The same thing at our agency. We have to follow many standards. Our intake unit, I was talking to Val, and she said they receive over 400 intakes a month. That's times that by 12 months. So they're really busy on a daily basis. We also struggle with placements, but I know our executive director is wanting to push forward to even expand and hopefully working with housing to get more fiveplex for our youth, because we need more placement, more housing. Some of the key achievements, I know we talk about the challenges, but there's also successes in our agency. Some of the key achievements are, like, we're working with the Wagotuen law and trying to create our own laws and looking after our own children, because we know what's best. I had a mother phone me the other day, and she was saying she was so scared to get services from our agency, and I asked her why. And she said, because my last dealing with Anchor, and Anchor's in Winnipeg, she said, because they drilled me. They drilled me and they drilled my kids, and they made me feel like I was the victim. I mean, that I was the one hurting my children, and I wasn't. So I'm really scared to work with the agency, and I said, we're not like that. We will work with you. You'll have great support in the Winnipeg office. So she felt a lot better after talking with me. So Wagotuen law, we're hoping to get that signed off and go into coordination by March of 2027. Myrna is actually working with the chief and council and developing a OCN CFS office building. We're expanding our land-based program at Wachi Bay. If anyone has gone out there, they'll see there's 4 cabins out there and a mess hall, and we're building that up right now for our families. We're strengthening the family enhancement services. When Haley has a dedicated team where there's more families that are being services, and we're trying to keep children at home with those agreements. And also we're trying to do as much programming as we can. So I just wanted to say that right now you'll see some programming come out, but our community projects team is working on a food sovereignty program where you register with the agency, and then it's a 50% off coupon, and then you'll get that the 50% off will come off on your bill. And so the stores that they're working with is the Grub Box, Food Town, Bershides, and No Frills. So we're just trying to alleviate some of the financial burden and raising costs of groceries. And it's open to the OCN members living on and in the PAW and surrounding area. So yeah, register with the Community Services Unit at OCN CFS. There's a lot more I can talk about. I know we're limited with time right now, but those are some of the things I wanted to highlight. So I guess, sorry. So I guess we're committed to working with Chief and Council. And I really like what our Chief had said. We need to work together to help one another. We can't leave anyone behind. So with that, I thank you all for listening. And I know if you have questions, call us. Call our office. Speak to Myrna, speak to myself, speak to any one of the service managers. They'll be happy to help. So thank you. We have some draws, but we didn't give tickets because we knew people would leave, right? So if we draw your name, we'll keep your prize and come and claim it at our office. Rachel B. I don't know who Rachel B is. That's a cowboy hat art. Okay. No, that's separate. Earrings and paw art. Quaylen Cook. Three $25 gift certificates, one each, 25 each. So the first one is Charlotte Constant. Second one is, I can't pronounce this name, sorry. Give it to Muck, maybe. Sanjo? Sanjo won already. Just kidding. No, just kidding. Sanjo? Okay. How many is that? Charlotte? Okay, the next one is Cody Young. Over there. Well, meet us at the table there, okay? $75 in mall bucks. Sherry Burns. Make sure you know. Sherry Burns. Annie Wilson. Another $75 gift certificate. And our last one is Connie Monroe. Yeah, I seen Connie this morning. So we'll be in contact with the winners, and if you're here, just come to our table over here to claim. Thank you.
I just want to make a comment. Come and support Wakutuin program. The community has to be involved. It's very important for the well-being for our community and children and families. I beg each.
Thank you very much, Trish, Kerry, and the other one. Jennifer, you had one more draw, I believe? Yeah. One more draw?
This person must be here. For an all-in-one washer dryer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you need to be in this room. All right? It's an all-inclusive, on top of each other, washer and dryer. No? All in one. Sorry. All in one. It's not an old washboard or a clothesline. You have to be in this building in order to win it. Okay? It's valued at $2,500. Okay? All of you are looking and say, pick me. Okay, the number is 230-520. Cheryl Constant. There we go. Congratulations. And you are here. Oh, I'll verify it. Let's see what we got here. That's the one. That's the one. Congratulations. Okay. Before we do the blessing of the food and the closing, I want to do some closing remarks here. I thank the EDs for their tremendous amount of work. I thank the council for their board activity, their involvement in this process, because those boards are very active. Facebook, thank you for sitting with us. Thank you for joining us for the information that's critical off reserve. We said we were going to communicate with you. This is one of the exercises we want to do on reserve. But off reserve, for you still out there in off reserve land, we committed ourselves to an off reserve office in Winnipeg, Manitoba. By end of June, you're going to have your office functional and ready to go. So by this summer, off reserve, you'll have an office to go to for services. networking and how I will have a council member a week at a time there, so they can be available to the off reserve. I'll have a staff member there that's going to be there off reserve, or one of our CEO or CFO will be on site for the intakes. So thank you, Opaskwayak. That's your win today, off reserve. We will get that office near to you in the near future of June. So what else?
Need a motion for the audit.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I need your, the audit that was presented this morning. The community needs to approve it. So I'm going to ask for a mover from one of our members in the office. Mike Bignell is going to move it. I need a seconder. Tracy Taylor seconds it. All those in favor, a show of hands for the audit 2025-26. All raise your hands, all 315. Thank you. It is carried. It's unanimous. Thank you for the audit. It's now in the books, and we've reported to the membership. Thank you.
Are you done? Thank you very much, Chief. Thank you very much, membership. I thank Chief and Council and the staff for recruiting me again. Yes, sir. It was a pleasure. Please, I don't know if the food's ready, but we're going to ask an elder to go and bless the food. You guys in the kitchen, are you ready? Yeah? No? As soon as the food's ready, please let us know so we can get Elder Norman to bless the food. I guess we can close the proceedings, the meeting itself. And we're going to ask we'll ask Sylvia Laughlin Scott to close the meeting with a prayer. Where is she? Oh, I'll be right there. If everybody could please stand. And then as soon as the food's ready, we ask Elder Norman to bless the food.
Okay, kaya miyana no. I'm going to speak in the Cree language. Kisaman tugin na naskumit na nanut sagi siga kagi mawachituag. Humagagawan kagi miskuta magawiyag. Utay sinigan tatuichi huagog. Huawi sa wasak. Atiu pigiagog. Tasaweni mitik. Minagin ninanan tasaweni miag. Etigisi taguma mama piwin. Kaganaw niya gumagan nanak. Ay.
Hego si tapay, chicken and ask commit nan Sylvia. Hego si talking and ask commit nan I pay to take an uts. We're not ready yet, and we'll ask the elders to line up first. Okay, we're ready. If everybody could please can pay attention, I guess, as the elder says the prayer for the food.
All right, so I believe the meeting's come to an end. They're just giving instructions for supper for everyone here.
Make your way to the front.
I'm not sure if the meeting is still going. I think the meeting is done, but I'm not sure if anybody else is presenting anything or saying anything else at the moment. So we're just going to wait on that. By the way, my name is Arriagada. If you guys are ever looking for services.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so the meeting's over now?
Meeting's over now.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I gotta eat something, man. Good job. Yeah, so my name is Rod Arriagada. There's my email if you guys are ever looking for any services, live streaming services. I'm an experienced live streamer. I do all sorts of industries, talent shows, treaty days, elections, community meetings, sporting events, indoor and outdoor. Whatever it is you're looking for, you can contact me at rod_Arriagada_204 at yahoo.com. And if you want to follow me, you can find me on Facebook under, hang on, it's not trying to come up now. Oh, there it is. Under Rod Arriagada, Q Sports Live, one word, then Manitoba. And that's my profile picture, just in case. If you found that, you found me. All right, so that is the last of the meeting. They're now doing their supper. So, yeah, on that note, we're done for today. And I will be back again on Saturday for the funeral for MLA Amanda Laughlin. And that's going to be, I'm not sure exactly what time it starts, but we're going to be here for that. So you guys could always tune in and watch and support the family and their time. That's it for now. So let's go out the way that I came in. Here's the agenda. We finally concluded the day. We started off with opening prayer. Then we had the Cree word of the day. Breakfast was served. We had introductions and opening remarks. Then we had the consolidated audit report, which was presented by Baker Tilly. And then we had an open house with the branches. Every branch came up here and did a presentation or spoke about their branches. And now we're in the supper. The closing prayer was already done. So, yeah, on that note, let's get out of here, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. My name is Rod Arriagada. Like I said, if you guys ever need any services, let me know. I'm here to help out. And yeah, until Saturday, we'll see you guys then. Have a good night, everyone. Cheers.